Welcome to the show. If you're like me, then you love looking at UFO videos, and that may have been what brought you to YouTube. It's what brought me to YouTube. One of the original things I loved looking at was UFOs. I've always told the story about what got me into UFOs on YouTube, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I want to talk to you about, though, is the Blessed Virgin Mary Miracle of the Sun in Fatima, because I looked this story up. Well, not this event. I looked it up about a year ago. We did a video on it on my main channel, and we've talked about it a lot because it's just one of the most strange stories out there. It has a religious context. Some people think it doesn't. Some people think it's a UFO sighting, like an original UFO sighting from back in the day. And other people will tell you that it's just a mass hysteria. In fact, some scientists admit that something happened, but they think it's in the minds of the people that were watching. I'm not going to go that far, because I do believe something happened that day in Fatima. I do. I think something very strange happened, whether it was religious or not, though, that's up to you. And then, after we talk about it, I'm going to show you what's happened to YouTube's UFO community. Would you believe this is a real video? This is, but this isn't. And if you try to search and find any type of real UFO video now on YouTube, just like with every other YouTube community, the people that are willing to clickbait and show you fake stuff are the ones that get all the views. In 3 days, 109K views on a fake UFO, where they pretend like it's real. I think it kind of puts down the entire subject. This is a picture reportedly from Fatima back on that fateful day in 1917. Is it really, though? Some people disagree. This is really a picture from Fatima, though. So let's talk about what Fatima was, the Miracle of the Sun, and why it's such an interesting story. It's one story that you must read about. You have to educate yourself on this because it happened. So let's get into it. Here we go. The Miracle of the Sun, also known as the Miracle of Fatima, was an event that occurred on the 13th of October 1917, attended by a very large crowd who had gathered in Fatima, Portugal, in response to a prophecy made by 3 shepherd children. The prophecy was that the Virgin Mary, referred to as Our Lady of Fatima, would appear and perform miracles on that date. Newspapers published testimony from reporters and other people who claimed to have witnessed extraordinary solar activity, such as the sun dancing or zigzagging in the sky, flying or careening towards the earth, and emitting multicolored light and radiant colors. According to the reports, the event was about 10 minutes long. The local bishop opened the canonical investigation of the event on November of 1917 to review witness accounts and assess whether the alleged private revelation from Mary was compatible with the Catholic theology. The local priest conducting the investigation was particularly convinced by the concurring testimony of extraordinary solar phenomena from secular reporters, government officials, and even skeptics in attendance. That's the key thing in the story of Fatima. It definitely happened. You've got skeptics that tell you it happened. You've got priests that tell you it happened. You've got all kinds of different people that tell you that this happened. Now let's take a look at a video really quick, because some people on YouTube want you to think that they're recording events just like Fatima all the time. Take a listen.
It is smelling, it's flashing.
What's flashing, darling?
Look to see the sun.
You can't stare at the sun normally.
It's doing it now, guys.
Are you seeing it?
Unreal.
Oh, there
It's
it goes.
doing it.
Yep.
You don't see a red aura?
No, but I see it moving.
I have it on a video, so we can check it out later.
Ah, vedi?
No, aspetta, ecco ora. Vedi?
Ma, eh sì, ma infatti pure se guardi così.
Guarda.
Now, do you see the sun flashing right here? The sun flashing is not real. I will tell you that right now. That is from the camera. A lot of people will kind of manipulate their camera's shutters and the eye of the camera in order to make something funky happen, just to get people's hopes up. I just want you to know that this kind of thing has happened across YouTube for a very long time, okay? At the gathering on 13 of October 51 at Fatima, the papal legate, I don't know how to say it, Cardinal Federico Tedeschini, told the million people attending that on 30 October, 31 October, 1 November, and 8 November 1950, Pope Pius XII himself witnessed the miracle of the sun from the Vatican gardens. The early and enduring interest in the miracle and related prophecies has a significant impact on the devotional practices of many Catholics. There has been much analysis of the event from critical, sociological, and scientific perspectives. According to critics, the eyewitness testimony was a collective of inconsistent and contradictory accounts. Proposed alternative explanations include witnesses being deceived by their senses due to prolonged staring at the sun and then seeing something unusual as expected. Every time something like this happens, skeptics who will say there's no way something real happened there will step in and try to tell you that it's not real. Whereas other people that are credible, that have, been respected throughout a community for their entire lives, who have held government jobs, other jobs, lawyers, from lawyers all the way to reporters, will come out and stake their reputation on what they saw. What do you believe? Do you believe the eyes of someone who was there, or do you believe the unbelievable challenging of someone that wasn't? That's up to you. So in the beginning of the spring of 1917, this is where it gets really strange, and this is where I think this is worth listening to. Beginning in the spring of 1917, 3 Catholic shepherd children living near Fatima reported apparitions of an angel. And starting in May of 1917, apparitions of the Virgin Mary, whom the children described as the Lady of the Rosary. The children reported a prophecy that prayer would lead to an end of the Great War, and that on 13 of October of the year, the lady would reveal her identity and perform a miracle so that all may believe. Newspapers reported the prophecies, and many pilgrims began visiting the area. The children's accounts were deeply controversial, drawing intense criticism from both local secular and religious authority. A provisional administrator briefly took the children into custody, believing the prophecies were politically motivated in opposition to the officially secular First Portuguese Republic established in 1910. Describing the event, the estimates of the number of people present ranged from 30 to 40,000. By Avelino de Almeida, writing for the Portuguese newspaper O Século, to 100,000 people, estimated by lawyer Dr. Jose Almeida Garrett, the son of the professor of natural sciences at the University of Coimbra. Various claims have been made as to what actually happened during the event. According to many witnesses, after a period of rain, dark clouds broke and the sun appeared as an opaque, spinning disk in the sky. It was said to be significantly duller than normal and to cast multicolored lights across the landscape, the people, and the surrounding clouds. The sun was then reported to have careened towards the earth before zigzagging back to its natural position. Witnesses reported that their previously wet clothes were suddenly completely dry, as well as wet and muddy ground had been previously soaked because of the rain that had been falling. Not all witness reports seeing the sun dance. Some people only saw radiant colors, and others, including some believers, saw nothing at all. The only known picture of the sun taken during the event shows nothing unusual. The 3 children who originally claimed to have seen Our Lady of Fatima also reported seeing paranormal visions, including those of Jesus, Our Lady of Sorrows, Our Lady of Mount Carmel, and Saint Joseph blessing the people. In the 4th edition of her memoirs, written in 1941, Lucia said that on the occasion of the 3rd visit to the Cova Diaria on 13 July of 17, she asked the lady to tell them who she was and to perform a miracle so that everyone would believe. The lady told her that they should continue to come to the Cova each month until October, when the requested miracle would occur. DeMarchi accounts. Descriptions of the events reported at Fatima were collected by Father John DeMarchi, an Italian Catholic priest and researcher. DeMarchi spent 7 years in Fatima from 43 to 50, conducting research and interviewing the principals at length. Can you imagine that a person set aside 7 years of their life to investigate this? 7 years of their professional life. The Immaculate Heart, published in 1952, DeMarchi reports their ranks, those present then, included believers and non-believers, pious old ladies, and scoffing young men. Hundreds from these mixed categories have given formal testimony. Reports vary, impressions are in minor details confused, but none to our knowledge has directly denied the visible prodigy of the sun. Everyone he talked to said that they saw the sun do something abnormal. The sun at one moment, here's some of them, okay? Here's some of the witness descriptions taken directly from the day in 1917, preserved in books and passed down to be read by people like us now, all this over 100 years later, 101 years later. One witness testimony reads, and I've got many for you. These are what real people said, okay? This is what real people said about the event. The sun at one moment surrounded with scarlet flame and another aureoled in yellow and deep purple seemed to be an exceedingly swift and whirling movement, at times appearing to be loosened from the sky and approaching the earth, strongly radiating heat. Dr. Domingos Pinto Coelho, writer for the Catholic newspaper Ordem. Another witness testimony is, the silver sun, enveloped in the same gauzy gray light, was seen to whirl and turn in a circle of broken clouds. The light turned into a beautiful blue as if it had come through the stained glass window of a cathedral and spread itself over the people who knelt with outstretched hands. People wept and prayed with uncovered heads in the presence of a miracle that they had awaited. The seconds seemed like hours, so vivid they were. A reporter for the Lisbon newspaper Odia. The third report, the sun's disk did not remain immobile. This was not the sparkling of a heavenly body, for it spun around on itself as in a mad whirl when suddenly a clamor was heard from all the people. The sun, whirling, seemed to loosen itself from the firmament and advance threateningly upon the earth as if to crush us with its fiery weight. The sensation during those moments was terrible. Terrible. Dr. Marshi attributes this description to Dr. Almeida Garrett, professor of natural sciences at Coimbra University. Next up, as if like a bolt from the blue, the clouds were wrenched apart and the sun at its zenith appeared in all its splendor. It began to revolve vertiginously on its axis like the most magnificent fire wheel that could be imagined, taking on all colors of the rainbow and sending forth multicolored flashes of light, producing the most astounding effect. This sublime and incomparable spectacle, which was repeated 3 distinct times, lasted for about 10 minutes. The immense multitude, overcome by the evidence of such a tremendous prodigy, threw themselves on their knees. Dr. Manuel Formigao. These are all doctors saying this. I feel incapable of describing what I saw. I looked fixedly at the sun, which seemed pale and did not hurt my eyes. Looking like a ball of snow revolving on itself, it suddenly seemed to come down in a zigzag, menacing the earth. Terrified, I ran and hid myself among the people who were weeping and expecting the end of the world. The last one says, on the day of October 13, 17, without remembering the predictions of the kids, I was enchanted by a remarkable spectacle in the sky as if I'd never seen before. I saw it from this veranda. It was recognized by the church. Now, some of the believers offered an explanation. Within Catholicism, the event is seen as a fulfillment of a promise by Mary, mother of Jesus, to the shepherd children she appeared to several times before. According to the children's accounts, Mary, referred to as the Lady of Fatima, promised them she would perform a miracle to show people they were telling the truth, and so cause the crowds to see the sun make incredible movements in the sky. Catholics have regarded Mary as a miracle worker for centuries, and this view has continued into the 21st century. Various theologians and epileptic scientists have discussed the limits of scientific explanations for the event and proposed possible mechanisms through which divine intervention could cause a solar phenomenon. Basically, whatever you believe about this event is completely up to you. There are people that are critics out there, and they say that this is actually nothing. That it's just people exaggerating. It was mass illusion because they were all staring at the sky for a while, and it just happened out of nowhere. But you got to remember, doctors reporters, lawyers, blacksmiths, you know, bakers, everyone witnessing this said the same thing. They all described it as if they thought the world was going to end. Isn't that enough to make us all say, like, you know what, something happened? UFO researchers, ufologists have even considered the fact that it could have been a UFO sighting. Now, one thing that's kind of strange about this, we do have pictures from the event, okay? So 100 years ago, unbelievers flocked to Fatima hoping to see the church humiliated, but they were in for disappointment. Now, I just got this to pull up by searching for it, and I'm not going to read it to you because we just got a description of everything. There are some pictures floating around, just like this picture, which is said to have happened, been taken that day, and show the sun, you know, floating towards the ground with the shadow beneath it. Although this is likely not of that day. Just so you know. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you guys before I get offline, I'm going to talk to the live chat after I show you this. On YouTube, the topic of ufology is one of my favorite topics. I love seeing real UFO videos. But as you know, for the last couple years, YouTube has been plagued by fake UFO videos. There's been some drama going on in the UFO community also. So this YouTube channel, Section 51 2.0, it's just a horrible YouTube channel. They got their start by putting fake UFOs in videos of the military fighting. So they'd have a video of the military, some military soldiers riding in a helicopter, and, you know, they'd have a camera recording it, and they would edit in a UFO flyby, and they got a bunch of views doing this all the time. They're still up to their old tricks, along with Look Now TV. Look Now TV uses the most creepy kind of clickbait at all times to try to drum up whatever views he can. He's done this on YouTube forever. Even if he doesn't know how to use Photoshop, he doesn't know how to debunk a video or a photo. So, you know, but he does have 300,000 subscribers. So whether or not you like his UFOs, that's up to you. Now, Secure Team 10 has come under a little bit of scrutiny lately because Secure Team tried to debunk a third phase of moon video. Now, if you followed any of the big YouTube UFO channels, you know that Secure Team 10 is one of the biggest fake UFO channels, and a lot of, you know, real ufologists give third phase of moon a lot of shit too, okay? Both of them get a lot of shit because in the quest for running a successful YouTube channel, every day you're not gonna find a great UFO picture or video to feature. So you're gonna have to smudge some stuff up, right? That's why I do all topics. I don't try to niche myself. I know it's gonna keep me a small YouTube channel forever because I do all topics. And YouTube says you should find a niche and work it if you wanna get big. But I don't want to get big. I just want to make videos for those of you that like my videos. My buddy Alien Addict did an excellent video where he talks about how Secure Team 10 debunks the third phase of moon. Take a look.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. We are looking at some kind of reverse engineered military technology, in my opinion, being that it's so close to the military station.
Actually, I'll tell you what that is right now because I have one. This is called a Galaxy S8. It has this awesome thing. You can see it kind of right now. It's called edge lighting. Whenever something happens, like if I get a text, I get around the edge of my phone, it turns bright colors. So if my phone's sitting here and a text or something comes in, I see this big, you know, colors wrap around the screen. It's really cool, actually. I love edge lighting. I love how they worked it in. But it looks to me like this is a cell phone sitting on the top of a car and you're taking a picture through the driver's window. Just my opinion.
I just previously stated here. People are online saying, wow, did ET come home? Bethany Crank says, I can't believe it. And Natalie Elisa says, that's scary. So people are on board that right now, whatever was captured in these photographs is it one of ours?
To me, it looks almost like a reflection of an iPhone or a smartphone sitting on someone's lap face down, where you're just getting the light, you know, sort of coming out of the edges of the phone and reflecting off of the windshield. That's what it looks like to me. Either that or some sort of a reflection from coming inside the car. Otherwise, this would be a massive penis!
Good evening, folks. Welcome. I'm Alien Addict. Yes, Tyler did take a shot at third phase of the moon, and I like it. You know something? What has annoyed me the most about this is the fact that I didn't get a chance to do the debunk before he did. Now, I was going to do this literally the day after it came out. Gordon Hamilton sent me the video and said, have you seen this? And he thinks it's not a phone, it's actually the ceiling light in a Land Rover. Now, I put a challenge out there. If anybody can get together and do the same effect, either with a phone or the ceiling light of a Land Rover or BMW, it could be a BMW, send it to me on Twitter, and I'd love to see it. I'll put it out there if it is that, but it could be a mobile phone. One thing's for sure, it's definitely not a UFO in the sky. It is 100% a reflection. And the annoying thing about this is third phase of the moon, no, it's a reflection, but they put it out on the channel anyway. So my question is, why would you do that? You're vastly approaching 1 million subscribers, but yet you go and give them that.
I'm sure you guys are going to be impressed just as much as I am when we're looking at these photographs. Possibly military TR-3B reverse engineered technology that we're looking at.
Now, UFO of Interest has made an amazing gift of this, and you can see that it's the same angle on both images. Now, if you're moving in a car and there's a UFO in the sky, it's going to change angle no matter what. I mean, and you can see that these are totally different images. Now, Blake and Brent know this. They know for a fact. They are not stupid. They know that that is a fake. Now, they do say in the video, I think Brent says that it could be a reflection.
I'm wondering, could it be a reflection of inside the cab of his car reflecting onto his window shield? But Hill states that he saw this with his naked eye, and you would think he'd be able to basically discern if this was a reflection in his car window.
The difference between what Secure Team 10 did there and what Third Phase did is Secure Team 10 reported the story, and he just put it, God, it wasn't his main video, it was just a snippet in there, which says to me that he thought, you know what guys, fuck you, have that. And he then ends it by saying that this is, in his opinion, a reflection. So, you know, I don't know, I've had beef with Secure Team 10 in the past, but you know what, if you're actually giving UFO news as being real news and debunking what is shite, then in my book,
I don't know, Ollie. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I won't trust Secure Team 10. What the hell's this doing on my recommended? Flare TV, PewDiePie versus T-Series live viral count. Who will prevail? How close is it? Oh my God, no. Oh no, Pewdie just lost 2? Go subscribe to PewDiePie right now if you're not subbed. We cannot let PewDiePie lose to this fucking... So if you don't know, T-Series is a big company that runs a YouTube channel where they just slam videos out. And you know, PewDiePie is one of the original big YouTubers. Why is he... Who's unsubbing? Who unsubs from Pewds? Who unsubs from Pewds? No one. He's almost at 66 million. Dude, T-Series, oh my God, T-Series cannot pass PewDiePie. My God, everything good about YouTube is dying. Do you know why? I want to tell you something. Now, back to what I was saying though. Let me finish this out and then I'll get to bitching. So basically, you've got good YouTube videos that have to do with UFOs. This is real. Take a quick look. This is real, recorded out the side of an aircraft. Some people think it's another plane breaking through. Other people think it's not. It could be some kind of rocket, some type of military craft. The truth is, we just don't know. It does look like a plane with some engines on it, but most likely some type of military craft, right? Who knows? This, though, is an example of a fake UFO put out by Section freaking 51. It says, Japan airplane amazing video showing giant UFO with UFO fleet hovering over the clouds. Click here to read the complete article. And, of course, he links to his own website. Reporting UFO sightings all over the world. Fake UFO sightings. Because that's not real. I don't know why anyone buys this bullshit. I don't know why people don't, you know, call them out. Good CGI. Everyone will be talking and filming this from the plane. What's the capital ship of the USA Space Force? How come no one's talking? Like, people aren't even wondering, like, saying to themselves, that's definitely CGI. So do you want me to debunk it for you real quick? Hey, what's up, Valor? Good to see you. You want me to debunk this for you real fast? Take a look. So if you click to zoom in, you notice there's this neat, funky filter over the UFO and everything else. Of course, this is a simulated static filter inside of After Effects. Watch it move. See the static? The simulated static? That's an actual effect from After Effects. This is not just zooming in on something. You can completely tell it's fake. In the long run, that's what the whole community, the UFO community on YouTube has turned into. Just a bunch of shite. And these guys get away with it all the time. They really do. It's like on YouTube now, you get rewarded for being a shite piece of shit YouTuber. If you haven't seen yet, if you haven't noticed yet, that's what you get rewarded for on YouTube. PewDiePie being overtaken by T-Series. Now, if YouTube wouldn't have purposely stopped featuring PewDiePie in the trending tab when PewDiePie should be trending a lot of videos, PewDiePie's videos trend, but a lot of people who are even subscribed to PewDiePie don't get his pop-ups. They don't get his stuff. A lot of people that are still subscribed to him don't get any of his stuff. How do you make YouTube videos? How do you really do something good on YouTube when you're at a disadvantage? And now, because YouTube has disadvantaged a lot of people that they don't consider PC. Remember back when PewDiePie got in trouble for doing some really kind of jokes that were pushing the boundary, you know that YouTube delisted him a lot, and you can tell because he's got almost 70 million subs, and he'll be lucky to break 1 million views each video. Well, he'll break 1 million each video, but you would think every once in a while he would have 10 or 20 or 30 million freaking views. It would just happen. PewDiePie's funny. He does really good videos, okay? If you give him a chance, you'll really like him. If you haven't watched his videos at all, you will have a fucking boatload of fun watching all of his old videos. I love Pew News. Pew News is one of my favorite, because PewDiePie gives it how it is. He understands it. And he does some of the funniest videos you've ever seen. Not recently, not really, because he can't curse anymore. He gets demonetized on everything he does. So, I mean, I understand why, you know, T-Series is most likely going to pass PewDiePie because T-Series doesn't have any of these restrictions in India. In India, they're just like, T-Series puts out a bunch of crap videos. Let's go look at T-Series. I've never even looked at them. They do. They just put out a bunch of, like, you know, viral clip type stuff. I mean, look at this shit. T-Series puts out a boatload of videos every day. And look, they don't even get that many views. Look at this. Now take a look at Pewds. Pewds is 2.3 million, 3.2, 2.9, 4.4, 3.5, 6.6, 5.1. I mean, look at how many views Pewds gets. Look at this. 14 million on this video, and they didn't even put this in trending. They just put PewDiePie at a disadvantage, and he's just a regular dude making videos. That's why we love YouTube. Regular people get up on the platform and make videos every day. And now look what happens. Anyway, so tomorrow, I'm going offline, y'all. I love you. I'm going to pull up the live chat and talk to you for a minute. I'm going offline because tomorrow I have a schedule I'm starting, and I have to put out a video on the main channel. Well, I might not get it out. Depends. Let me check something real quick. I might not even, I'm going to make a video for the main channel, but I'll put it out at a certain time when I think it'll be right. Yeah, I'll probably wait till... I might put it out tomorrow. I might wait. Anyway. So... So anyway... I'll talk to you guys before I go, but in the long run, it really sucks that PewDiePie might get past. It'll be depressing. It'll be like the end of the era. Once PewDiePie gets past, it'll be like we know that YouTube has become that thing that we hate. You know what I'm saying? That really crappy thing that we hate, that we don't want to see YouTube become, which is corporate, sell out to, it's like selling out to the fucking evil empire of the mainstream media that will officially have taken over. I know, right? It's just gonna suck. Heard that YouTube will remove subs after they have subbed to an account but have not watched any videos from that same account. Yeah, and I've heard about that. Yeah, drop a PewDiePie bid in, Trace. Go ahead. I won't get mad at you. Trace, you can do whatever you want. You know this. Yes, I've done a video. Wait, did I do a video on Polybius? No. I didn't do one on Polybius. I have a video. I have a series of gaming mysteries or internet mysteries. One of them I did the what's that game called that was on the PlayStation that the guy put out? And it's the kid walking around, and it's supposed to be a PlayStation game that they never put out. But no, the Polybius arcade machine. Yeah, I know all about that. I love it. Yeah, please drop it, Trace. Drop it. I didn't know you were a PewDiePie fan. Oh, I know. Yeah, the simulations of the Matrix that PewDiePie did. Oh, such a good video.
Universe called The Matrix. The movie is famous for its philosophical ideas around simulation and simulacrum. It's controlled by our laws, but more importantly, our belief. Money exists because we believe in it. In fact, looking at a simulation with this lens of Baudrillard, we see us surrounded by hyperreality. Hyperreality can also be a person taking someone's version of reality and making it their own.
If you haven't seen PewDiePie's video, Simulations of the Matrix, you have to watch it. It's so freaking good. He does such good videos. My goodness. It is, Trace, yes. Selling your soul for gold. I already got a pop-up when I got on YouTube tonight if I want to watch news on here. So basically, like, I hope that PewDiePie beats out this monstrous machine that is coming for his numbers. I don't think he will. But you know what? YouTube is dying. It's going bye-bye. Of course, we're always going to watch it. It's just going to be it'll be like the memory of when YouTube wasn't television. Because YouTube is about to be television. I'm going to tell you this. Back when I was a smaller channel, I had more likeliness for someone to watch one of my videos than I do now, and that's the same for everybody on YouTube. We just had it was just so much more likely that we were going to get lucky and have people that we didn't know click into our videos because it rated our videos based on the people that watched it. So even if you were a small YouTuber, and
Flat Earthers have a huge problem. They have to reject thousands of photos and
okay, I want to hear this, but anyway, let me hear this
videos of the spherical Earth taken from space. If even one of them is real, their whole flat Earth belief system falls apart. So they have no choice but to claim that all space images are faked.
I don't believe they're all faked.
They are all clearly computer-generated images.
So I mean, all we have is fake-ass pictures. fake ass, super fake ass. All these are fake.
That's not fake. That one wasn't fake.
If you think this is real, there's something wrong with your brain.
It is a pure hoax. All of it.
And NASA's blue marble.
It's not necessarily debunked. If you look, I won't explain it.
Is
again.
a big hunk of.
And they say that NASA cannot be trusted for a myriad.
I don't think NASA can be trusted, honestly, but holy shit! Holy shit! Joe Rogan interviewed Elon Musk. Joe Rogan interviewed Elon freaking Musk, y'all. I gotta see that. I'm watching that tonight.
Ha ha ha. Relation.
It could. Do you entertain that?
Well,
oh my god, I gotta watch it. Oh my god, oh my god. When did Johnny do this? Oh shit.
Guys, there are people on the internet that are defaming me every day. I have I have some people helping me out.
I gotta hear this. 1 second. I gotta turn my oven on. It's time to cook my late night dinner. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. Don't leave me.
With legal stuff, there will be consequences for defamation.
You know what defamation is, Capster?
So, that's all I'll say.
Why is he in the hospital?
Hey friends, welcome back. Today is day 47 since Cappy came out and made his accusations against Seth Green, which was always going to lead to Voodoo Donuts, which was always going to lead to Macaulay Culkin, which was always going to lead to Comet Ping Pong and James Alefantis and David Brock and Media Matters. Very predictable path that these guys laid out in advance of the allegations. 47 days and Voodoo Donut Gate has pretty much evaporated, and they still haven't come clean about the PayPal. Earlier this week when Cappy interviewed Mikey, because they only interview each other so they can control the narrative, Mikey said that he was going to release the email he got from PayPal, although it would be heavily redacted because there's personal information there, like perhaps his name that he wants to redact. And that they were going to release that email and be...
The last thing he should redact is his name. I understand some other stuff.
More transparent, but of course they didn't, because the last thing they want anyone to see is the reason why the PayPal account was...
Now hold on. How did I have a bunch of my subs come in and tell me that they knew why Mikey lost his pit? Now hold up. I just had 2 of my long-term subs argue with me and tell me they didn't want to be moderators anymore for my channel because they believe these guys, and because and tell me that I'm wrong, and they believe Mikey, and because they believe him because they said they know what happened to his PayPal. They acted like he already released the PayPal email. 2 of my long-term subs. Two. I had to take a wrench away from one of them.
Was restricted or suspended.
Yeah. There are consequences for making false accusations and trying to destroy people with fake stuff.
You know why they're mad? They didn't care when they had money. you could say anything you want about them when that money was rolling in. Now that the money's drying up, people are pissed off.
Fake news.
If that isn't the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is. Who was it that came out and made false accusations? It was these guys that came out with false accusations and fake news. Now, it's 47 days since Cappy's accusations, and now the whole thing has pretty much evaporated. They don't talk about Voodoo Donuts or Seth Green or Macaulay Culkin anymore. They talk about Media Matters and every other conspiracy Q and everything else that's being generated by the alt-right. They don't talk about these things. And I want a defamation lawsuit. I'm waiting for that defamation lawsuit. I encourage them to file a suit against me. I'm going to say it again that I believe Michael PayPal'd money to Cappy and probably Nathan. And that's what got his account restricted.
Me too. I still believe that.
I want them to sue me for defamation because then I can get my hands on the PayPal account and I can see how much money came in. And I can see how much money was sent out to other people. And I could see then why his account was restricted or suspended, or even if it was suspended, if they're just making that up also. But the only way to do that is to get them to sue me. But these guys don't want to spend any money. They want to just make the money. This is a money-making opportunity. And the reason that that Cappy came out and made these accusations was so that he could get national attention, and it worked. He wanted a national platform. And it worked because he got one. He's got 30,000 subscribers or followers on Twitter now, over 30,000.
Hey, buddy.
That's what he wanted, was to have a national mouthpiece, a platform that he could spew propaganda from and psyops as they get ready for this upcoming re-election of Donald Trump. They're putting all their pieces into place. So, these threats of lawsuits are just bluffing and intimidation. They're trying to intimidate, but they're bluffing. Nathan says that he wants to find a lawyer who will work for free. But in a court of law, all of their lies are going to come falling apart. The whole damn thing.
It's all a game. Are you kidding me? So what do they believe? Do they believe in free speech? Or do they believe in suing someone because they have an opinion built on real reasons? Like I told you a million times over, I've shown you my problems with Cappy, okay? And I've been pretty fucking cool to Cappy lately, alright? There's a reason for that. I've been cool to him lately because I really do want to talk to him after he gets out of the hospital. I want to have him in to talk. Now, Mikey, on the other hand, he's a straight liar. No one watches kids be abused 3 times and doesn't call the cops. And if he didn't call, if that's true, he should go to jail. And Mikey knows this. Because Mikey wants pedophiles to go to jail. Nathan wants pedophiles to go to jail. Well, the people that protect them too also need to go to jail. If I was witness to some kids being hurt and I didn't call the cops, I deserve to serve my time for the crime. Cappy, if he's lying, Mikey, if he's lying, then he deserves to go to jail either way. Because then he defrauded us through a PayPal scheme on Lift the Veil. So, you can't sue me for saying that. You can't sue me for saying that. That's my opinion based off of real factual evidence.
Thing's going to collapse like a house of cards.
I wouldn't mind if he tried to sue me, honestly. I'm not, no, wait, rewind, beep, play. I wouldn't mind if he tried to sue me.
The whole scam, the whole hustle is going to be completely exposed. So the last thing that they want is to sue anybody.
It's all a game, y'all. It's all a game, all this sue you, sue me shit. It's all just a game. They just say that to try to intimidate people. Remember when fucking they came out in the beginning? Do you remember them? When they were coming out against Seth Green? If Seth Green fucking thought I was lying, he would sue me. Remember what Nathan said? If they think I'm lying, why haven't they sued me? Remember what Mikey said? If they thought I was lying, I know I'm getting annoying right now.
But if they change their mind, I'm here. I'm willing to be sued. I'm willing to be sued for the truth.
Johnny, swear to God, next time you make a video, you should put Johnny Supertramp, and when the words turn over, you should put sued for the truth. Too good,
But
dude.
these guys can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
They're going to protect that PayPal account at all costs because the PayPal account will show.
In order for them to sue for defamation, they have to prove that your slander caused them not to be able to work. Well, They could prove that my slander caused them to lose money, I suppose. Or to defame their character. Which, if it's true, it's not defamation. Well, Alan, what's up, bro? Thanks, dude.
Oh, the truth. Why is it they will only talk to each other, the three of them? Why is it they only interview each other and question each other and speak with each other? That warrant in Vegas belongs to Mikey. There's a strong, reasonable...
I still think the warrant belongs to Mikey. I'm not telling you it does. I'm telling you I think it does. I saw enough information to believe that the warrant belongs to Mikey, okay? Not saying it belongs to Mikey. That's not me saying that the warrant is Mikey's. I believe that the warrant is Mikey's. That's not me saying it.
Suspicion that it is.
Trying to be real here, y'all. I go
that would also come out in court
when I'm trying to be real. It's just something I do, okay?
Although he was very
Stop
adamant
criticizing
it wasn't
me.
his warrant and he was believable, he also was very adamant about everything else as well that wasn't believable.
I want to go. I want to go to Paris.
If they were really going to sue, they wouldn't be making threats. They wouldn't be
Let
sitting
me
there
turn
throwing
off my
threats
screen.
around,
Okay, let's go
trying to
Paris.
intimidate people into silence. They would just file a lawsuit. Now, I don't have much money, so they're not going to sue me. But I do have 2 lawyers in my family, fortunately. So even though I got a Volkswagen bus that they can push around for the rest of their life, that should be fitting punishment for Cappy. I'll give him a Volkswagen bus that he can push around for the rest of his life, and that'll be his punishment. Cappy just wanted to have a national platform. So he got up on his pedestal, made all kinds of wild, crazy, unfounded accusations without any evidence in order to amass a group of dumb sheep who can't think for themselves.
Bam.
And plans to use them as a weapon against people. Like I predicted, nothing would ever come of Voodoo Gate. Nothing has ever come of it. Nothing ever came of Pizzagate either.
Bam.
Because it's all about politics.
Bam.
This particular PSYOP is not being used to try and remove statute of limitations in California or any other state. This one is purely a political PSYOP aimed at the liberal left. Now, I'm neither left nor right. I didn't vote in this last election. I'm just watching all of this from the sidelines. So I still want to know what happened with the PayPal, why they haven't come up with the email, why they're not. It's like they all just talk about it and then it's on to the next thing. It's on to Q or whatever else, or gang stalking or whatever, satanic ritual abuse, gang stalking, whatever the hell it is. They're not
No, you didn't know. Let me tell you this, Johnny Supertramp. They're all in a gang together. Yes, they are. They're in a gang. These gang peoples. They go around the street and they walk around all tough like, hey, brother, I'm gonna beat your ass because it's like the Crips and the Bloods. It's called the SRA whistleblowers. SRA whistleblowers. It's their own fucking thing, dude. It's their own gang.
Addressing this issue, they're trying to avoid it. They don't want to talk about it. And when they feel cornered and pressured, they start threatening to sue people.
Yes.
They start threatening to sue people for defamation.
Okay.
Because they feel
everybody. So while we hang out, I'm gonna fly around in my UFO of reporting things to different cities. Name, fame. Kev, what's up, bro? Tourette's is on the trolling scale, but not very high up. They do have it though. Do me a favor. Name famous cities. The biggest cities in there. Give me a big Glasgow, Scotland. Is it Glasgow? What's the biggest one in Scotland? Give me big cities while we listen to this, because I'm gonna download pictures of those cities and we're gonna travel there while we watch this videos and stuff. So please, is Dark Wolf here? Hey, Dark Wolf. Oh, I'm always, dude. I'm a streamaholic, Dark Wolf. I'm a streamaholic. Good to see you. You need to come on the show sometime. Update us, man. Yes. Oh my God, you guys are hooking me up. Okay, okay.
Themselves.
Vatican.
But they can't come up with any kind of explanation. They're trying to wait out the clock until these donations are freed up in the PayPal account, I suspect. But that's speculation. All I know is there's a very limited number of reasons why
Edinburgh.
PayPal would suspend your account, and all of them have to do with fraudulent activity. It's all about minimizing risk and minimizing loss. PayPal, to themselves, are trying to minimize their losses. Now, if they got 1,000 donations and, let's say, 100 chargebacks, that still would not suspend his account. But if you took a big chunk of money and sent it to somebody else, that would.
Oh my god, Aslo is so fucking pretty. Oh my god. That is amazing. Berlin.
That would suspend his account. They would freeze it to keep that money from leaving. Now, if he was taking out some of the money, they wouldn't have suspended his account. If he was withdrawing it to himself or to his own account, they wouldn't have done that, because then they can go back and get that money. But when you send it to someone else to try and hide it from chargebacks,
there you go, Johnny. That's it, bro.
Boom. That's a suspension.
London.
So these guys cannot come up with any evidence. These guys can't come up with any reason, legitimate reason. All they have are tons of excuses. And they're going to try and wait this out and hope it goes away.
He's got the clock ticking. Okay, Moscow, gotcha. Mexico
This isn't going
City,
away.
okay. Louisville, gotcha. Nope, sorry, Philip DeFranco. You're too popular. If I watch you, you'll hurt me.
CNN is doxing the guy who made that WWF gif?
Keep going.
That makes no sense to me, babe.
Yeah, so what happened is...
I don't understand. Like, why would you dox them?
When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. When I think about you.
I'm a horrible singer.
I'm not glad. I felt like throwing up last night. I couldn't sleep. I just thought about all the...
I agree with you, and honestly, I don't think it's funny. Jokes are supposed to be funny. I don't see anything that's funny about child rape and child sex trafficking and eating babies. But, okay, so I know you're working on a lot of projects. Are there other people that you're going to be exposing? Are you getting it?
Like, totally. Like, Nebraska. Rome, yes, Rome.
Other kids,
Warsaw,
other people
yes.
coming forward with information about, other people in Hollywood who are involved with trafficking kids, abusing kids, that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's more stuff now.
Okay, so speaking of working with people, I noticed in your last stream that you said you had somebody helping either your media or getting you out there. Do you know who that is, and can you tell us any more about that?
Yeah, I got hooked up with, Liz Broken.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming.
And I know that you're getting so much slack. Like, I was sick the other night when I was reading about what they were saying about your beautiful family.
I mean, that shows you what we're up against, right? The true evil we're up against. And if I don't do it, who will?
Exactly.
Because the media won't. The media attacks me.
Me too.
And this is what frustrates me. Here's what I always say. I go, okay, let's say you think I'm a bad person.
Right.
Fine. Okay. That doesn't change that James Gunn said what he said.
Right.
So why kill the messenger? Why not?
Well,
Just say Cernovich is a bad guy.
Sorry, I was having a seizure. It was a very limited seizure, but at least I had it. Okay, I'm proud of the seizure. I'm proud that it happened. Don't criticize me. It's a seizure.
And James Gunn is a bad guy too, and everybody's bad. We need to clean up the world.
Why is wanting to rid the world of pedophiles, exposing pedophiles and child sex trafficking?
Because what happened? Oh my God, I paused that. It's such a good. Oh my goodness. How do I pause my videos at such perfect places? There is some kind of, like, superpower. I have a superpower of pausing my videos at the perfect place. Okay, time to load all of our pictures so we can float to perfect, really cool places.
The right issue. It should be a human issue.
Well, it's not very smart for these media outlets to say far right-wing people are hunting pedophiles. Oh no! Oh
yeah!
Oh god!
The horror! The horror!
So then if it...
I'll tell you the problem, Cernovich. Nope. No hate here. No hate. I really want you to open your mind to UNIRocktv. This is called Rockalogic, okay? I really want you to open your mind. It's nothing wrong with hunting pedophiles. It's just wrong when you start calling people pedophiles with not enough evidence. You have to have the burden of proof fully before you can do it. Okay, that's the problem, Cerny. That's the problem.
If a fighting pedophilia is a far-right position, then that means far left endorses it.
Yeah, so...
That's what that means. The far left endorses it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Me up, right? That's not an excuse to walk away. I don't know what the hell is. I love you. We're all praying for your safety. Keep up the good work. If you ever need anything from me, I'm here.
God bless.
The LAPD Threat Management Department is involved in a case with Paris Jackson, Seth Green, and Seth's wife because a guy, this actor whose name is Isaac Cappy, he has been going after them, and it reached a boiling point when he basically put out on social media that he was going to have a shootout with the LAPD.
That he's ready for armed and ready for a shootout is what he said. But this goes back to, it starts with, according to, it seems like he has been harassing or even stalking Seth Green and his wife. And we're going to show you some bizarre letters that he's written them.
Accused them of being pedophiles, but by the way, and there's no basis for this, but also accused.
Look, guys, we're flying around. We're flying into different. Look, we're in Egypt. We are in Egypt now. Nope, we want to slide. There it is. Now we're in a different place. Man, we just flew to England. Dun, 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 dun. That's the English song. And now we're in a really dreary my UFO when we're streaming, my UFO takes us to all kinds of different awesome places. Just so you know.
All sorts of other people of the same thing. I think Steven Spielberg, all sorts of people.
I'm tired of people lying. I've watched these people just lie and 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 lie, and they will never tell the truth. So I'm here to tell the truth. Seth Green.
Well,
sorry,
we will go to Atlantis soon.
So sorry.
We will go to Atlantis soon.
But you're a pedophile. James Gunn. 10,000 tweets, bro.
He allegedly choked her about a month ago, and is on the attack against her too. So LAPD Threat Management is involved in this. They all know each other. It turned out before this guy went off the rails, and you know that's what people around him are saying, that they had this thing called game night.
They were friends,
all of them
and they would get
together, and they would get together and have fun.
And it was during one of those game night parties where he allegedly choked Paris about a month ago. So it's a strange situation, but here's where police said the final straw for police came on Friday when Cappy tweeted this. He said, in light of the interesting traffic happening around my house, I want to make something crystal clear. While I am a very strong advocate of peaceful disclosure, make no mistake, assets are in place, and if you kill me or even try, it will rain 50 caliber in the Hollywood Hills.
So what inspired you to come out? You mentioned.
Okay, so on Friday, Cernovich called out Gunn for his jokes, okay? And then I watched the back and forth, and they're saying, oh, but they're just...
See, this is why late at night, I try to go through and take in some things nice and easy and slow with a small group of people with me This is why I do this late at night, because little revelations happen. Small revelations happen late at night when you're just kind of processing information like this. You see, you're just slowly processing information. These types of little revelations come through. Where's my viewer count?
Jokes. They're just jokes. And it hit me. I was like, if I don't get this story out, it could, like, I need to do this, like, right now. The time to do it is now. I'm going down to Comic-Con. I'm taking it to their event, and I'm going to call these people out because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of watching it. I've watched the Twitters, there's the culture war. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. All these people that are coming out against Trump, and I know a lot about them.
And I heard you mention Jesus. So are you Christian?
I'm not Christian, but I love the Jesus. I love the teaching.
There's something weird about when you say you love the Jesus. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the weirdness might be about I love the Jesus. I don't know how that's strange to me. I don't know why that's just a little weird. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm strange. Maybe I don't get what the Jesus, maybe I don't understand the Jesus. But when you say, I love the Jesus, that's like, okay, so if you have a favorite kind of cheese, and you say, I love the cheese, wouldn't you expect people around you to look at you like, now hold on a minute, good sir, do you love the cheese? Or do you just love cheese in general? It's like,
I think that Jesus, for me...
The Jesus. The Jesus for me, sir. the Jesus that I have been speaking about is
the most awesome role model that you could have, because
the Jesus is the big Jesus.
He just like
according to him.
He spoke the truth and he just went for it.
And there are a lot of names. Okay, Tom Hanks, Stephen King, Robert De Niro, Kevin Spacey, Stephen Colbert, Adam.
Tom Hanks, Stephen King, Robert De Niro, Kevin Spacey, Stephen Colbert, Adam Schiff, Meryl Streep, Obama, John Podesta, Dan Schneider, Dan Harmon.
Meryl.
Why do they got to bring Dan Harmon in it? Look, I get it. You don't like him, okay? But what about Rick and Morty? Can we not have? Can we have Rick and Morty without all this crap? I liked Rick and Morty. I like it. Damn it.
Meryl Streep, Obama, John Podesta, Dan Schneider, Dan Harmon. Okay.
Take him.
So, do you have? Everybody's asking, where's the evidence? Okay. So is it that you found all of this evidence is because it's common knowledge inside Hollywood circles?
Of all of those cases, not all of those cases. Like, let me tell you why I feel just so kind of blasé about. Oh, here we are.
Yeah, here we go.
Why I feel so blasé about just calling out Spielberg. It's because they don't want to fight it. They don't want to take it to court.
Blase. Look, people not wanting to, they don't know you, Cappy. They don't know you. Do they? Let's say Steven Spielberg takes it to court. What does he gain from doing this? You know, like, what does he get? He takes, like, I think these guys forget something. Seriously now, like Nathan and Cappy, and I'm not putting you down, Cappy, so don't even start that shit with me. I've been really cool to you lately. Okay, so here's the deal, y'all. Find a good spot for this. This should go right around there. Yep. And then this should go right over here. Oh, yes. Beautiful. My God, that's so beautiful. And look, now we're in another state. We're in another country. Let's go to a different city. Here we go. It worked. Listen. These people that you're accusing are busy. They're not just sitting around, bro. They've got jobs, Mr. Cappy, Mr. Nathan. I'm just going to talk to Nathan instead of Cappy because I know that Cappy read from a script. I proved it, and so I'm not going to blame Cappy. I really do feel like Nathan is the one behind all this, and Cappy's just a someone playing the part, right? Like they contacted his agent, he set it all up, right? This is just what I believe, but anyway, like the people you're accusing are doing now. Look, so the movies they're making, right? The job they do, they make millions of dollars a year. Spielberg especially would make, I don't know, maybe 10, 40, 50, 100 million a year, right? If they go to court, let's say they spend 3 weeks going to court and a month preparing for it, right? I wonder how much money they lose. Like, and then imagine, so they make movies, they do their thing, and they're very busy, successful people. Do you usually find successful people willing to sue someone that they don't know? So, like, basically, if this worked, if Cappy got Steven Spielberg to sue him, we'll just use Spielberg as an example. Then a lot of people that want to get their name out there would just go, and I'm not saying that's what Cappy's doing, but if a lot of people that would want to get their name out there would just go around fucking making all these crazy accusations so they could go to court. What happens if Cappy loses? Nothing. What happens? Well, he might have to pay restitution to Spielberg. What happens if Spielberg loses? Nothing. Like what? He wouldn't have to pay Cappy anything. So what's the gain? I mean, like, Cappy straight up in one stream comes out and says, I don't have no money. I got like $14. And then in another stream, he's like, why won't they sue me? It's like, well, suing is the process of them going and suing you for money to make up for damages you caused them from running around saying this stuff you're saying. If you don't have the money to give them, if you don't even have the money for a fucking lawyer, what? Why? I'm just asking.
Like notice with Seth Green, okay, I made these accusations, which are, by the way, awful and devastating accusations, okay? To accuse someone of harming children is an awful accusation.
Yes, it is.
There was...
So that would show me that Cappy does understand why we are standing up and saying what we do, right? That would mean to me that Cappy understands it. Nathan understands. It's a devastating accusation, and if you don't have evidence and you can't prove it, we don't feel you should be able to say it. Now, you can go and stand in front of all these people and say over and over again that that's not the case. That's not what we are doing. In all reality, that is what we're doing. That's what my point is, at least, and I know Johnny's point's that. Our point is that if you can't prove something, why go for it? Okay, what else we got out here to look at before I go offline? So here's my subscription list on my main channel. On my main channel, I try not to subscribe to video game content, and on my second channel, I subscribe to video game content, okay? So here's my last show. It was just a random stream that I did. I had no clue that a bunch of people would watch it, so I didn't think a lot of people would watch it. I'm happy you did. Okay, so I'm going to go down through... Okay, we watched the Johnny Supertramp video right there. Tribute to Burt Reynolds. Died today from cardiac... Burt Reynolds died from cardiac arrest? You got to be kidding me. Damn, dude. I'm telling you... If you weren't alive in the 80s, and I was really young in the 80s, but I'm going to tell you this, life was different before the 90s. When technology rose, when the age of computers became a thing that was in all of our homes, which there were computers in our homes in the 80s, but in the 90s is when it became widespread. Before the age of the computers, it was so different. I don't know if there is anyone out there that watches me that didn't live then, but it was never calling people on a cell phone. You'd actually have to call. Every time you'd call someone's house, there would be any random person that would answer. You had a phone line per house. 2 maybe. Like, I had a phone line for a while when I was younger, but it was not worth it, right? Not worth the money. I didn't spend enough time on the phone to justify me having my own damn line. Anyway, so you'd have to say, hello, Mr. Blankety blank, may I please speak to, and you'd have to have manners. You'd end up speaking to multiple people, no matter who you were trying to call. If you wanted to go out and do something on the weekend, you had to plan for it, because Friday, when you go to high school and you get out of school, or when you get out of work, depending on how old you're talking about being, you know, people wouldn't just be sitting, you wouldn't be able to call their phone and be like, where are you at, bro? If they weren't home, you didn't talk to them. You get what I'm saying? And then if you wanted to find him, you'd have to ask, well, do you know where he went? I think he went to Marzetta's house. Oh, do you have Marzetta's number, please? Oh, I have it written down. One moment. Nowadays, it's a simple text message. It's taken down our interaction with other people immensely, and it's made us not have to have manners. So when someone wants to get a hold of me on my cell phone, and this has not to do with any business stuff, like when Rob comes on or when someone comes on my show, I'm fine with them blowing me up. But like if one of my friends can't get a hold of me because I'm streaming, they'll just call me over and over again. And it never used to be like that, man. You didn't used to do that shit when you were younger. I mean, there were unwritten rules. There were societal rules. There were, you know, if you wanted to date a girl, you'd actually have to go up and talk to the girl and impress the girl and, you know, have something like, you know, in your personality to offer the person along with. It just seems to me we've lost all that. It seems to me like a lot of people have become like one social thing. Like, if you get on the internet and you start talking to people, it's almost like there's a bunch of clones of people there. You rarely find people, like, we have a, like, I'd say the UNIRockers are like a big group of bunch of people that think and act differently, and I'm glad. But if you go to some channels, it's like those channels attract all the same people. If you ever notice that in certain chat rooms, that I won't name a channel, but I am talking about a specific channel right now, they all say the same fucking thing. They act the same way. They have the same closed-minded insults or the same, like, anti-Semitic or anti-whatever way of speaking. And it's almost like we've lost our knack of a personality. You ever get that feeling? I can't believe Burt Reynolds died, dude. Holy shit. Whoa, man, Brian's just pumping these out. McDonald's McGriddle Mandela effect. Are you kidding? The McGriddle can't have a Mandela effect, but I'll watch it for a second.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects.
Jesus Christ, Brian, you got to turn down those sound effects. You almost killed me.
Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on here, to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect and how it affects them and the price of milk. Thank you. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below. Exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome all Mandela effectians. So I'm at McDonald's here.
Okay, I don't know why any of you are still watching this stream.
Best I can.
I've lost my mind. I've lost my ever-loving mind.
The sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle is now McGriddles, and so is the bacon, egg, and cheese, and the sausage. They're all McGriddles now. They used to be McGriddle, and I've got proof to share with you.
Bro,
but now they're McGriddles.
Brian. I love you, dude. I haven't talked to you in a long time, but I love you. You were a cool guy. Love talking to you. This is insane, dude. Anyone else agree with me that this is straight up batshit crazy town? You can't say that they took an S off of this, and why? How do we know they just didn't call him a fucking McGriddle a year ago, 2 years ago, or 4 years ago, bro? Dude. Brian, this is why no one watches Mandela effect videos ever. Back when the fucking couple of them that came out that were cool, it was like weird to think about, sure, but those aren't the ones that are weird to think about, man. Whether there's an S, whether there's an E, whether there's a touching logo, no one remembers that shit, dude. I know, Kyle, yes. All the Mandela effect fucking channels now pull up plural forms of words as Mandela. Let's search it. Oh my God. Only because it's really late at night. Only because, like, I've already, like, the sun's gonna be coming up soon and I haven't slept yet. I need to just go ahead and stay up. Let's type in the word Mandela effect. Now, you just be ready. You sit back and relax, all of you. You don't know what's gonna happen, so just chill. We are taking a trip down a type of videos where, for the most part, there's a lot of crazy, but every once in a while, you get lucky and you find a very creepy thing. Let's see what we can find. They may have been singular before, yes, but that doesn't mean it's a Mandela effect, is my... Whoa! Oh my God. A month ago, Matthew Santoro did 10 freakiest examples of the Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect,
No.
a freaky phenomenon causing the collective misremembering of a fact or event. Tens of thousands of people, or in some cases more.
Where does he get his teeth? Can someone tell me where he bought his teeth? Because I want to buy some teeth like that. Those are not real. Those teeth, if you tell me those teeth are real, I've got a fucking bridge in Sandusky to sell you, okay? Those teeth are not real. Matthew Santoro, your teeth aren't real. Stop lying to humanity. Stop it. We know that your teeth aren't real. Ooh, I know how to make this good. Let's go to this month. Dollar bills on my grill, cause my teeth ain't real. I just wrote a great song. Damn it, put that on my list of great songs, somebody. Right now, my lists are so huge. I've got words I've made up. I've got songs I've written. Shit, dude, my lists are getting good. Oh, Cheetos slogan. Ooh, let's take a look-see-wook-see, why don't we?
Hey, everyone.
Have you seen the woman on Betty Washam that knows Cappy? No, I haven't. Betty Washam. Let's chat with Betty Washam. Oh, holy shit, she's live right now.
Children there, don't bring your husband there. Just go by yourself and say these words in every single room. Open the windows and it shall be gone. And it was gone. Hey, UNIRock, what's up?
Hi, Betty.
First time you ever came to my thing. I've came to yours a couple of times.
I'm sorry.
You just missed some crazy stuff.
I'm looking for your vid on Cappy.
Oh, you just now subbed with me?
I'm gonna watch it now.
I'm looking for your video on Cappy exposing. Which one? Which one, did you find it? The woman that used to know Cappy? Is that the one you're looking for?
Damn it, it won't let me type anymore. You let me type, you bastard. Let me type, you bastard. Let me type, you bastard.
The one that had a message for him?
Yes, it won't let me type to you, Betty. I'm freaking out.
For him to get help and...
I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out because I can't
all
type.
of that? Is that the one that you're looking for?
Okay, so I just stopped by Betty's channel. Let's see if we can find this video. Oh, see, now this is how you do it, y'all. Look right here. A survivor of SRA that doesn't want money. Oh, really? Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about, Betty. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Okay. Message for Isaac Cappy from someone that knows it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I told you that I have talked to a woman that,
Under the fair use article in the description, I'm only going to play a little bit of Betty's video. Now the channel is called Let's Chat with Betty Washam, W-A-S-H-A-M. So please, if you want to watch the whole video, go subscribe to Betty, watch Betty's video. You got me, okay? Please. I even invited Betty in on the show so she can talk to us. Maybe we'll get her in. It'll be like 2 weeks because we are booked, but we'll get her in soon if she wants to come. Remember, if you want to come on to the UNIRock show, you've got to email us and you got to give us time to respond back. We book up ahead. Okay, now, I know I do a lot of streams where I'm kind of like just doing my thing, but the live dive is where I try to have guests come on so we can actually have a watchable time frame for people. Most people know I stream like crazy all times of the day, but around 8 p.m. there's a live dive and it has the most important stuff of the day in it. So that's how they know, like, you don't got to spend hours watching my show. You could, just watch parts of it and you're good to go, right? Anyway, let's chat with Betty Washam. the video, a message for Isaac Cappy from someone who knows him. And let's hear what this is. And you have to go watch her video because I'm only going to play a little bit of it.
Knows Isaac Cappy personally and had something that she would like to say to him. So I'm going to send this message right out to him since I am right back on top of the case. And more and more and more is going to be flooding from me because I know so much about this man, and I'm so sick and tired of him being Charles Manson with all of his cult followers. Before long, someone is going to get killed, and it's not going to be funny.
I agree with Betty. I'm glad Betty's doing this. I really am. I'm glad there are people out there that will stand up for the damn truth. Now, I like Isaac Cappy. I like his personality. I think that he's a happy guy. I think that he has a, he would make a good YouTuber. Like, he would have a great YouTube presence if he could just drop the whole, you know, if he could drop that whole thing that he's doing and just do his thing and do his YouTube thing. I think he'd be really good at it. But I can't take this whole thing.
I research my stuff. I back it up with facts or data or analysis. And you better come up to me and argue a good point before I take you seriously. And I don't take Isaac seriously. I think he says he's not for the money. I could see that. I do think he is looking for fame now. So, you know, it doesn't matter who he's thrown under the bus, if it's true or not. And we all have perceptions, yours, theirs, and the truth. And maybe he perceives it, and but, you know, I would just take it with a grain of salt with this guy. I've been talking to my other friends that are kind of into these conspiracy theories, and then they've been posting stuff about Isaac. And I made some good points to them, and they realized, you know, they know when I speak up, they listen. I hope this guy gets some help. That's all I have to say. I go and ask for help. I'm not just... I went down the rabbit hole last night, and I like my conspiracy theories and QAnon and all this craziness. It's fascinating. But you got to take it as a fascinating thing. And, you know, certain things are coming out to be true. But, you know, when we talk about claiming somebody as a pedophile, my great uncle, Charlie, is a pedophile, okay? My friend, his kid, this is a mutual guy from high school, ends up going into prison again for, you know, playing with the kiddos. I might joke about being allowed to teach children, but I would never touch a child. You know, I'm demented, but I am not a sicko. And I do have a very strong viewpoint on pedophiles. And as a former educator, I do have a problem with these teachers that I see in the news that are taking advantage of these little kids. And how I got onto this whole thing, because I've been traveling for 2 weeks. Unfortunately,
I'm skipping large parts because if you want to watch the video, you need to go to Let's Chat with Betty Washam's channel and watch a message for Isaac Cappy from someone that knows it.
You need to figure it out. Psychosis. It's unfortunate we live in a day and age. But then we have to have people like me that fact check it and know you or know of you or have been around you to go, you're fucking weird and I'm fucking weird and I'm fucking weird. And I rub people the wrong way. And you, my dear, for me to fucking call you out online, personally, Isaac, where is your family? And it wasn't right what you did to those people. It isn't. And I'm not validating or backing them up, but unfortunately, you need to figure it out.
Why do I like this person so much? Why do I like her so much? She's so freaking like as it is.
On this. Because if they're not responding, there's probably because they don't want to feed the fire.
No, they're not responding because they are famous. Like, I'm sorry to say it, y'all. Seriously, imagine just trying to get a hold of one of them to respond to you if you're being nice. Like, Rachel has a favorite celebrity, Jim Carrey. One of my favorites, too. Did we watch this? We need to. Let me see if we watched it. And it took her forever to meet Jim Carrey. He used to do a bunch of appearances before he got massively big, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. We've been trying to get Jim Carrey to contact us to do a 5-minute interview for a year and a half, and it's impossible to even get a response from his agent or from his people, okay? That's how many people, how many millions and millions of fans that write them, that contact, that call, that they are just like, you know, they don't even... I'm surprised Seth Green even responded on Instagram to people harassing him, which he did once and then was done with it.
All right, everyone, by now you may have seen that Alex Jones, InfoWars, has been banned.
We watched the first part of this earlier. I want to hear what it says later on real quick.
Years ago. Meanwhile, groups like CNN can literally start wars, and nobody gives a damn. They can report things that are blatantly false. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody cares when they say, oh, it'll be wonderful, this little short war we're going to have. It'll be wonderful, this policy we're going to impose that might kill 1 million people. Government corruption? Now we won't even investigate it. You know what it is? Alex Jones was doing what these other pundits should be doing. Get in somebody's face, ask the hard questions, go up to a journalist and tell him you're scumbag. Go up to a politician and say, hey, how about that wife you killed that time?
Yeah.
They should have done that to Ted Kennedy. They should be doing, yeah, they do it to Trump plenty. They don't do it to anybody else. They don't question them. They don't conduct journalism. So since our corporate media, that for so long was tasked with doing so, is unwilling and unable to do its job, expect the independent media to do so. And meanwhile, these jackboot-licking morons will say to you, they'll do it with a straight face, it's the worst part. They actually believe this nonsense. Oh, if you don't like it, it's the free market in action. Not a free market. Build your own website, yes, so that you can have your payment processors attacked, so that your advertisers will be attacked, so your domain registrar will get goaded into deplatforming you, so every site can remove every third-party service from your site until it's literally nothing more than a stripped-down 90s-style, pre-Drudge era-looking skeleton of its former self that can't even operate a fucking email feed. That's totally a free market of ideas. You feel free to go on this primitive dial-up hosted site from some satellite launched from Morocco because there's nowhere else in the world that's willing to do it. Yeah, feel free to do so. We're in a free country. Free speech is very important unless it's Alex Jones because he dared to question CNN. It's basically what I'm learning from Silicon Valley, and they should know better. For years, they did speak for free speech. They did speak out when the government tried to spy on its users, when the government tried to ban all encryption, when the government tried to get them to give up personal info or to adopt some stupid DMCA spin-off policy. SOPA and ACTA and PIPA and the transatlantic, TPP, all of these stupid things. Silicon Valley stood against them time and time again. They even activated the militia, so to speak. There were big banners on sites all across the internet to defeat these things. Now they've just rolled over and played dead. They don't care about free speech because they've been paid off.
Yes, that is... Damn it, yes. Don't even tell me it's a damn conspiracy theory. The same companies that used to champion free speech now shit on it. It's not a conspiracy theory. Why are they putting it down? Why do we have the ideology of children making a gender choice when they're not even 18? Not even 18, and they can have surgeries on kids. They can give them hormone therapies. This is the kind of thing we can't talk about because if we try, they ban us. But they can shut down Alex Jones. If there was one person out there that you'd think they wouldn't shut down, it would be him. It's insane to me. And the whole internet is upset over PewDiePie versus T-Series. I'm very upset over this.
There is no nuance allowed. There is no empathy allowed. If you engage with the others, you will be branded an other because you are a blasphemer. End of story. Because apparently that's what's happening to Cassie J. If you're not familiar with who Cassie J is, she is a documentary filmmaker. She is a feminist. I'm not sure what her stance is officially now, but her story, as far as I know, is that she was a feminist and she wanted to make some documentaries and decided to do a documentary about men's rights because not many people have, and she did. And she made a documentary called The Red Pill that talks with people from men's rights organizations. And because of this, she is being likened to Richard Spencer and many others. Because in this day and age, being opposed to identitarianism, right, politics based off identity, makes you clearly a white identitarian. That's how it works. Guilt by association, even though she's never, as far as I know, Cassie J has no association with Richard Spencer. But they're saying she does. So anyway, let's start by taking a look at this article from The Blaze. This is an article from Glenn Beck. It says, documentary filmmaker excoriated by feminist community for honest exploration of gender bias.
So ridiculous, man.
The work of Lucis Trust is carried out through its arcane school of the occult and world goodwill. Together, they carry out what is termed the Plan, which is revealed in 24 books written by Bailey and published by Lucis Trust. Bailey claims Joa Cool, her ascended master, actually wrote the books through her using automatic writing while she was in a trance. Ascended masters, according to Theosophy, are superhuman beings who are part of an exalted hierarchy of demigods that secretly guide the affairs of humanity. This is from Michael S. Kaufman, PhD, Discerning the Times. Also from the same doctor who studied and detailed this movement, the focus of the plan is to usher in the, quote, harmonic convergence, also known as the Omega, mind convergence, fusion or turning point. The momentous event represents the point in time when man evolves or leaps forward into his higher self and becomes one with the cosmos and the web of life.
That is a good conspiracy theory. The conspiracy theory that I uncover in my series on 666 Fifth Avenue, New York, where there is a long-term, like 60-year plot to make the world, to make at least the United States and then the world, if not the world, accept Luciferianism instead of Christianity. And most people that hear this say, you're just a crazy Christian saying that the Satanists want to take over the world. No, there's actual evidence for it. It's legit. What's strange is that now we're in the age where we can't speak up against this kind of thing without being erased and censored, and they want to say we are conspiracy theorists for believing this kind of stuff. I say it's not a conspiracy theory to believe this kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of fucking legit to believe this kind of thing now. You know? I think it's legit as hell to believe this kind of thing now.
Out of all the requests I get, the most are on flat earthers. I don't know why you guys enjoy this topic so much, but I'm here to fulfill a few requests. Usually I can only get to one video at a time, but today we're going to go ahead and tackle a few short ones. This first video is someone trying to disprove the globe by taking a spirit level on an airplane.
I'm Daryl, and I'm a realist, also known as a flat earther.
Oh my god. Is that D-Marble?
I'm not sure if those are synonymous. In fact, maybe quite the opposite.
One thing that we deal with as being flat earthers is the scientific community.
Why do people think that you can do some experiments with a laser and some experiments with a level on an airplane and just walk away saying the earth is flat? Okay? Come the fuck right on. That's like with a gyroscope. Have you ever seen the flat earth gyroscope video? That the guy had a flat earth channel and he did all these flat earth videos up until he put out a video on a gyroscope. And he said, look, the gyroscope proves that there's that the earth is flat because everywhere you take it on the earth, it points you know, down or some shit like that, right? He's like, now if the earth was round, then it would do this. Well, there was a bolt. In every gyroscope, there's a bolt put in to counter gravity, to counter the center of the earth or something like that. I don't remember the exact thing. So he put this out until a bunch of people that were academically trained told him, take the bolt out of the bottom of it. Just unscrew it out. And he did, and he realized he was wrong and never uploaded again. We're talking a dude with like hundreds of thousands of flat Earth, or maybe it was like 100,000 flat Earth subs, but a lot of flat Earth subs realized that his entire perception of the flat Earth was based off of his misunderstanding of a concept. What I think the reason is he never uploaded again on the channel is because then he went in and looked at the laser over water and noticed that it proves that the Earth is round, not flat. And then I think he looked at airplanes flying and saw that that proves that the Earth is round, not flat. And all these little things that he put out, I think eventually got him to realize, you know, the scientific truth, and that's why he stopped making videos. I just don't understand. Look, I understand you believing in flat Earth. I just don't understand all these kind of experiments that are misrepresented, that are done in a very wrong way, that you can literally sit down and do it the right way. You know what I mean? You could do it the right way, and you could see the experiment the way it's supposed to be. I was about to say, those are old videos. You ever notice something about YouTube? Yeah, basically, look, guys, here's the deal. Us as creators, once you go into graphic design, you notice there's not a lot of different shapes and symbols to choose from, okay? So, does it mean that I'm an Illuminati guy? Or does it mean that I'm a, you know, in a pedophile ring if I use a triangle, or if I use a circle or a square? Or does it mean that when I go to do my, you know, graphic design, I'm going to eventually be using all the shapes and different things that are there, you know? And then if we were going to say, yeah, that this symbol means this, it would need to directly copy it, you know? You couldn't have it changed at all, because then if it doesn't represent the thing you're saying it does. So if you're saying let's say one of the symbols that's the little swirl symbol on that little donut, you're saying it's a pedo symbol, right? If we say that is, then if there's any variation to the swirl at all, then it wouldn't match the pedo symbol, and pedos wouldn't know if you were, wait a minute, is that guy a pedophile or is he just using a swirl? You get what I'm saying? They would have to perfectly match up in order to be representing the thing it is. It can't be different even a little bit. You get me? If you guys don't watch Wang, I would subscribe. He's a great YouTuber. He makes awesome videos about internet mysteries. He does the same thing that I do on my main channel, just in a different way. I need to get back to making my content, man. I need to get back to making my content. It puts me in a good mood to make my content. Okay, another one of my favorite YouTubers ever is Captain Disillusion. The greatest debunker ever. I can sit and watch Captain D videos non-stop. They are so good.
So you're a kid, or international brand, that wants to make a video guaranteed to go viral. You've done your research, looked at what's out there, and quickly realized that trick shots are where it's at. Videos of people throwing objects at seemingly impossible targets and hitting them are irresistibly satisfying to watch. And it never gets old either. Dude Perfect have been making trick shot videos for 8 years and rank as the 22nd most subscribed channel on all of YouTube. Can you imagine if someone was on YouTube even longer and ranked as 11,413th?
I love this guy. If you're not subbed to Captain D, you're missing out on some of the best content on YouTube. I'm not kidding. And he was at like 100,000 subs forever when I subbed to him. He just started growing.
It's like, why even bother? The good news is...
Dark Wolf, your camera and mic died the other night. Dude, I know. I need a new mic so bad. I need a new camera so bad. I just can't make enough money to buy the shit. I'm just kidding. On the 21st, I think, on the 21st, we've sat down and done the budget. And I think I'm going to be able to get 3 pieces of equipment that I need. I think I'm going to be able to get a mixer, a USB mixer to do my sound and my effects with. I think I'm going to be able to get an Elgato Stream Deck so that I've got all those different buttons to change my transitions and add sound effects easier to my stream. And I think, well, what I really need is a wraparound monitor. So let's go look at them really quick. So I need an ultra wide monitor. Look, oh shit, dude, they got one for $382? You gotta be shitting me, dude. So I want a monitor that is the size of 2 monitors to use as my main monitor, and then I'm gonna use my art monitor, my main art monitor, I'm gonna use it as a second monitor. So, you know, actually I need 2 of these. Do they have them for 200 bucks? My God, some of these things are so beautiful. I want an extra display, extra wide display, but I'm not spending a bunch of money. I don't like spending a bunch of damn money. What the fuck is this thing? Single monitor display mounting arm? What the Hades? Wow, look at that wide ass monitor, dude. Let's see here. Okay. So I want to get a really wide monitor. The monitor I have is a touch screen, and it's perfect for drawing and doing art and Photoshop work. I need an ultra wide monitor for streaming. Whoa, what are you? Flagship model, 34-inch IPS WFHD, anti-glare. Wow. Whoa, that's only 320 bucks, and look at it. Take a look at it. Oh, it's an LG. Ooh. Ooh. I've got the new plug-in instead of the HD plug-in. I've got the other plug-in. Oh my God, I really need a new fucking laptop. Bad. Can you imagine if I had a nice laptop I could stream on? I'd be streaming to you guys everywhere, dude. Everywhere. Look at that little son of a bitch. A 10-inch little tiny gaming monitor? You kidding me, man? It's actually kind of cute. Oh, yeah. That's probably what... I'm going to order one of these on the 21st. Let me see. Elgato. So here's the Stream Deck. All these buttons are extra buttons once you plug it in, and while I'm streaming I can hit the buttons to be able to control my stream. But I don't want to pay $150 fucking dollars, damn it. Stream and record in 1080p. It's a capture device. Elgato Game Capture HD 60 Pro. Stream and record in 1080p 60. Superior low latency. That would be a nice one to get. That might take out some of the streaming from my computer. Elgato Cam Link. Huh. Look at that collapsible green screen. I don't know how the hell that thing would work. My green screen has to be pretty wide. I don't want 4K. I'm fine with 1080p. Thunderbolt 3 dock. Yeah, so look at this. Look at this webcam you can get for 50 bucks. It's on sale, half price. Video calling, recording, 1080p camera, desktop or laptop webcam. Very nice. Very nice camera. Blue Yeti, fuck that, dude. Fuck those Blue Yeti. Oh, I know what we need to look at. I don't know what I'm doing. USB mixer. No, that's not a USB mixer, Amazon. That is. Look at that. 89 bucks on sale. Okay. Audio interface mixing system, Bluetooth with wireless streaming, USB computer connection interface, digital MP3, phantom power. Okay, because I could actually get a nice, good studio mic if I grab this. So how do I run in? Okay, yeah, you run in a regular mic line that way. Oh, dude, then you can add, effects, and you can, play different clips. Oh, yeah, dude. Let's see what it says. Ooh, baby, look at that. Ooh, baby, look at that one. Alright, let's see here. Reviews. You can use Audacity and use Reaper if you want more polished paid software for digital audio workstation. Don't listen to the first user that says you can't record on the mixer, because you can. You would first need a male-to-male USB hookup for your computer. On the XLR, can the USB do consistent output? I'm using a microphone. Can it do continuous updating output in a live feed? Do I need a preamp with this mixer? No. That's nice. Pretty nice. I need a new pair of headset. I need a new headset too. I really do. Let me see what Shroud uses. Gaming setup. Alright. Alright, so here's his headsets. HyperX Cloud Flight Wireless. Wireless? Really? He uses an i7 8700K processor. That's what I have, I think. Oh, I've got an i7 6900K. Okay, so he's just got a little more advanced of a processor than I do. I've got 32 gigs of RAM also. Yeah. 1080 Ti, GTX 1080. I've got two GTX 1070s. No big deal there. Formula motherboard. Oh, damn. That's pretty nice. Let's check the price on Shroud's motherboard. Only 350? You gotta be kidding me. That's what he uses? That's what he fucking uses, dude? Is that a joke? My motherboard is crazy looking, but it's not that crazy looking. Huh. I wonder if he really uses that. Wow, that's a really nice mic. That is a very nice mic. I need to get a mic like that, no joke. He uses a Logitech G303 mouse. You gotta be shitting me, dude. He only has 2 buttons on the side? Why not use more? I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't really get it. I don't know. Keyboard. I need a new keyboard very badly. Mine sucks. Oh, this is only 80 bucks? You gotta be kidding my ass, dude. Okay, HyperX. You're kidding me. Shroud uses a HyperX? No. There's no way, dude. There's this awesome keyboard that I want that has the extra buttons that I need. This one, the Razer Black Widow Chroma. That's the one I need to grab because it has these extra buttons. Those extra buttons on the side, I could get this instead of the Stream Deck and use... I only need like 5 extra buttons. I need buttons, each button for my different scenes, and I use 5 scenes when I'm streaming, so this would be perfect. And then I've got Chroma built in to my mouse too. Look, my mouse changes colors. I know it's hard to tell right now, but see now it's red looking and... well, it's blue still. Will you change colors, please? Please? Anyway, it changes colors as I stream, and I can set the colors to switch how I want. I really would like to get a mouse like that, or a keyboard like this. Alright, what else does Shroud use? Esports gaming monitor, huh? Why? What's the difference here? Jesus, Papa Cheeses. At this beautiful thing. This 130 bucks for this nice. How is that 1920 by 1080 though? Doesn't even look like 1920 by 1080. All right, let's see what Summit uses. You know what? I kind of like those, but they're just too damn expensive, man. Too expensive. No way. No way will I use that. Okay, Obsidian 900D computer case, Core i9. Oof. Wow. That has to be expensive as fuck. Oh yeah, $1,000 for that core. Oh yeah. I'm using an i7 and I'm not even ashamed to say it. It works so good. 11 gigabyte graphics card. Holy shit. Holy shit. Everybody uses OBS. Everybody. OBS is too good. So this is Summit's mic. 117 bucks. That's more of a fucking like, that's more of a mic I'd like to grab. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice, dude. Cheap too. What? Huh? Final Mouse Ultralight Sunset. You got, why do these gamers, these pro gamers use these crazy mice, dude? Why? Look at my mouse. Look at this son of a bitch. Look, the side comes off of it. Watch. So the side of my mouse comes off and it has buttons. See the buttons? See how I have like 9 buttons on the side? And it fits on my finger perfectly. My thumb can roll through any of those keys. So after you learn how to use those keys, and then also, let me show you this shit. So this is what my mouse looks like, right? So it's a Naga Trinity. Now, on the side of it, I can program all these buttons right here to be shortcuts for my keyboard. So whatever game I'm using, I can click through and then have like a Fortnite, have a PUBG, whatever I'm trying to do, I can have it set up. I also can set in a whole grid of buttons to have 12 buttons. I use this one mostly. It has 7 buttons, but you could put two on it, and you know, you could just have it set up however you want. And then you can even change the lighting. Like, let me see here. Spectrum cycling. Let's just leave it on that. Are you going to spectrum cycle now? You can set your DPI. So look, as I'm streaming, I can go, or playing video games, I can change with the button on my mouse, you know, how fast I want my mouse to move. It moves slower. See how it goes slower when it's down low? It moves more as it goes up. So I can go across both my screens with one little tiny move if I want. Or I can go down, and when I'm drawing and when I'm doing art, and go down to really slow. You see what I'm saying? It's just really cool. And then if I want, I can set the different colors of my stuff. Like, I could be really specific with the colors of my stuff. Let's just switch it to spectrum cycling, and let's do it kind of fast. Save it. You gonna switch now, mouse? Are you gonna do what you're supposed to now, mouse? Or are you just not going to do that, mouse? Oh yeah, look, Dead Cells uses it. Quake Champions, Darwin does. While I'm playing Dead Cells, like, depending on what happens while I'm playing, it'll change colors. So basically, when you're playing games and something significant happens in the game, you can, you know, have your mouse or other items change colors as you play. Although, for some reason, my mouse is not updating and showing my different chroma effects for some reason. But whatever. Fuck you, mouse. Alright, back to what we were doing. Alright. Now that's a pretty badass looking keyboard. That's crazy looking, dude. I still like the other one. I still like the Black Widow. The Razer Black Widow, because it has the extra buttons on the side, and it's, whoa, pro vlogger kit. So what camera are you saying I should use as a pro vlogger? It's only $1,300. No worries. No worries there. You're fucking right, dude. I do need a camera, though. Oh, you know what I want to see? I want to see Dr. Disrespect. See if what he's using. Turtle Beach Stealth, huh? Alright. He uses a Corsair Rapid Fire. The same one Summit uses. He uses a couple of these. Asus ROG. I just don't know. I don't understand the difference in keyboard or in you know, monitors. I'm fine with a couple cheap ass monitors personally. This is all it shows for Doc Disrespect. Are you fucking joking, dude? Alright, fine. We'll see what Ninja uses. Damn it. Intel Core i7 8700K. Shit, we all use that right around there. Okay, he uses the same mic as everyone else. That's a different looking mouse. No, that's the same one Summit uses, just a different color. They all use the same keyboard? Are you joking, dude? Logitech Brio Ultra webcam, huh? Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. Anyway, I need a... Let's do this. Best mixer for live stream. No, dude, I don't want an expensive one, you pieces of fucking shit. Don't need the expensive. Pretty nice mixer. Honestly, though, I need USB lines. I don't need as many regular lines. I need USB. Maybe I should type that in. Best USB. Oh my god, they're so expensive. There's no way I'm paying out the ass for a mixer. There's no way. I'll say I'm new to the sound engineering world. Okay. Uh-huh. Why is all these the same? Podcast, something that gives me ample XLR inputs and TSR for cell phone, PC outputs to monitor speakers in the same. I don't care about monitor speakers. I just have headphones. I don't know why anyone would use anything but headphones. I used to have a Behringer amp for my guitar, and it was badass, dude. I'm fine with that. Okay, best mixers for Skype interviews, streaming in 2018, mixing. Mixing Skype into OBS isn't easy. Equalize noise levels and mic volume between a guest and the caller. You want mixing options that add effects, deepens voice to sound more radio-like. Cheapest entry-level mixers. Work to get a stream started. Huh. Nice. Alright, back to Amazon here. Huh. That one has stereo USB output. You don't have separate channels on the mixer. Gotcha. It needs to be send each channel separate through USB. Most send only 2. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I'll play guitar sometime for you guys. I'll hook that up. I used to have my guitar running into my PC, and I could actually play my guitar, and it would go in my PC, and I could like add effects to it and shit. It was crazy. Easy for home studio podcasting. I've looked several boards with a Bluetooth input before this one. Huh. I'm not, okay, I'm really good with doing audio and mixing and stuff, right? But in a studio, I'm not good at doing it on a PC. Like, I'm not sure, like, you know, how that would work out. Be honest with you. Let's see what happens if we just type in live streaming. Got the Stream Deck Elgato. Jeez, look at all this crazy shit for live streaming. God. Livestream Studio HD 51. What is this, a PC and everything? What the hell's this shit? Let's just type in YouTube. Maybe Twitch. Twitch is more like the live streaming site, so maybe it'll show us some shit we need for Twitch. This dude's always telling people what to do on YouTube.
Hey, how's it going,
Let's see what he
everybody?
says.
Good to see you. The screen. Now it's back on. It's much wider. It's like that, like locks all over it. I can see how that can be a problem. Let me show you another thing I got. A microphone. Now, you guys remember the first live stream I did on here last week?
Shut up. You're not helping. You know what? As much as I like looking at having nice stuff, I like having cheap shit, dude. I like having cheap shit. Really, all I need is a new keyboard. That's really all I need. I need a new keyboard. I wouldn't mind getting a better webcam, and I need a microphone. So really, you know what? Let's just look at microphones. That'll be a way different for my... You can get them for 20 fucking bucks, dude. Shitty ones, but really bad ones. This is what I'm using right now. Blue Snowball Ice. Condenser mic. Everybody uses the Blue Yeti. I don't like the Blue Yeti. What the hell? X keys? A key stick? What the fuck is this? What the fuck? What the fuck? It's like another keyboard, like a... Dude, you gotta be shitting me. That's crazy. It would be really cool to get a camera that has a built-in light on it, honestly. 48 key USB control pad black. The hell, dude? Let me go see what people say about this. There's no room to print above keys, but you can print on paper and cut to fit under the caps. Set up the commands you want. This item cannot be... The keypad uses cherry black switches. I don't care about that. Keys don't feel solid. The two keys in turn minute, 96 slots. Great for extending your computer macro capabilities. I like this version. Choice supreme keep so many boils down to half as much as X key. Easier to set up. The X keys appear premium quality device. Keys are much smaller than you think, but it's okay. Easy to use to set up. I use it for game macros in Warcraft. Makes a huge difference in gameplay. Really though, how much is this son of a bitch? 110. I don't understand, like, how does a fucking Stream Deck work anyway? Because you don't have extra keys. For some reason, I don't know why, Microsoft Windows should let us plug in another keyboard and use it whatever we want. Assign those keys to do whatever the hell we want. It makes me so fucking pissed that Microsoft Windows doesn't let us just plug in another keyboard for keyboard 2 with another set of keys that we can set up to do what we want with. They need to program that ability for Windows. I've been using the Stream Deck for 5 days. It's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not a streamer, but I'm an IT pro. As a gamer, I look for cool ways to interact with my computer over icons, so I don't care what you have to say. I have to say that I love this thing, blah, 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 blah. Complaints. The short cable, LCD ripples when you press a button. There's no built-in for my software. It annoys me greatly. It's built for streaming software. It literally has stream in the name. That said, you can set up custom keybinds with custom images for the keys. They work great. There's a long delay when I press buttons. Try not streaming on a potato. It's overpriced. There's only one LCD. It's not individual displays for each key. Who cares? Fairly minimal native OBS options. This is easily overcome with custom keybinds. Would have just been nice to have things like mute mic built in. Absolutely worth every penny. Stream Deck, something you'd expect 20 years from now, in my opinion. Everybody can benefit from one of these. You can access anything from PC, Netflix, social media, multimedia, Photoshop, blah, blah, blah. Keep trying different configurations. It handles everything I come up with. My only question is, I would have to set up, you know, like macros for it, right? Macros for Stream Deck. Or let's just do this. Let's just let someone tell us how Stream Deck. How does Elgato Stream Deck work? Let's see.
What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P. Today we're going to be reviewing the Elgato Stream Deck. This is Elgato's newest release, and anybody who is a gamer or a streamer out there will definitely find this useful. If you've been following the channel, last month I put out an unboxing and a first look with this. I'll put it up here if you want to check it out. And I even said back pretty much anything. So in this review, we're gonna go over the Unit 1. It's not touchscreen or anything. These are actually tactile buttons, and they feel very similar to something, I don't know, like a rubber dome switch on a keyboard. They are kind of mushy, but you can still push them in. And since each of these keys is backlit, you can go into software and have graphics or logos, or whatever you want, pop up on these keys so you know what you're pressing. And inside the box, they include a little stand for you. They have these little adjustable layers.
Can you just
a few
tell me
layers
what
of
it does,
adjustment here
dummy?
to these keys. For the review, well, we're gonna not just restricted to OBS or the Elgato software. You can use this with things like bringing up different apps or programs. You know, launch Steam, launch your favorite game, bring up Spotify. Even use this with Photoshop, any of the Adobe programs, which is really cool, and that's what I like to use it for as well. A little side keyboard for macros for when I'm video editing. But to give you guys a better idea of what I mean by that, we're gonna head over to the PC and show you guys the software right now. All right, so now's the part of the review where we're gonna spend some time showing you guys how the Stream Deck software works directly with OBS when you're live streaming on Twitch. This is overall a very important part, considering this is how you're going to achieve all those effects and those animations or the transitions and stuff that you're going to want to do for when you're live streaming. And it does work real time together, so whatever's being displayed on the Stream Deck software is what is going to be on your unit. And just to run you through it real quick, you can see on the side, you're going to have some of the things you can do and integrate it with, like the game capture software, Tippy Stream, OBS, Twitter, Twitch, and your system functions, stuff like that. You can spend some time and run through each one to see what it does, but I'm going to show you the overall gist of the overall functionality here. So real quick then, into the little gear, the settings here. For your general, you can like change the brightness of the keys and check for updates, stuff like that for your firmware and your software. Accounts is going to be, so you can obviously link like your Twitter. Can you not tell
me everything it does?
Blank.
Just tell me the
That's
important
because I'm going to show you guys, how to do certain things with those. But just for a quick little example, when I press like the wallpaper button, as you can see on my screen, it kills the wallpaper. I have one for like rolling my intro, going live, some multimedia stuff if I want. I can play some music and then real time there, it shows that. I can change songs. If I want, I can mute the music, lower or increase the volume. Overall stuff like that. If you're looking in OBS right now, you can see I have my mic going. And when I press the mute mic switch right there, it then kills the mic. Same thing for the webcam, stuff like that. So overall, just very easy stuff that you'd probably want to do on the fly, I have toggled for on my main unit. Now, going into one of the things here, I have the intro, live, and outro, but I don't have like a BRB mode or something like that if I have to go to the bathroom or take the puppy out. So real quick, I'm sure you know how to work OBS and stuff like that, but we're gonna just make a real quick a BRB mode. I already have the video pre-made. This is just gonna be like an example for you guys. Okay, so this is a little BRB video. And since this is gonna be one of the scenes, you're gonna go to OBS and simply drag scene over there. When you click on scene, you're gonna pick which one. So if I wanted to have the live or the outro or the intro, I would do that. But since we have the BRB there, it updates real time with what is in OBS. So we're gonna put BRB. And if you want, you can title it and it'll appear on there. You can have it go like in the bottom, the middle, or the top. And another pretty important thing here is going to be changing the icons. You can make your own in Photoshop or something like that. You could have, you probably can like download stuff from Elgato. I'm sure they're going to put out some sort of like icon pack. But you can just upload that and then it's going to appear real time. Now the next thing is, here, let's go back to live for a second. Next thing we're going to do is something integrated directly with Twitch. We can do like a chat message. So again, everything here is drag and drop. Since I have my accounts linked here, right there, we're just gonna be like, hey, this is a test, LOL, ... make it very awkward, So over here, I'm gonna bring my Twitch window up, click on, first click off of that and click right there. And then real time, you can have your chat or whatever your chat message appear real time on Twitch. You can do that for a lot of different things. Things like right here, I have my Twitter button, so I can go in and do something like, send out a live tweet right away. So
okay, I need a Stream Deck, yes. Exactly what I was hoping the damn thing did. All right, perfect. Gotta get a Stream Deck on my next payday. So here in a couple weeks, I'll have it. That'll definitely be a way to ease some of the pressure of streaming. Because right now, everything I do, like if I want to change to my front screen, I have Control-Shift F5. So I just press Control-Shift F5 to do that. If I want to go to my gaming stream, Control-Shift F4. If I want to zoom cam, I do Control-Shift F8. Control-Shift to zoom straight, set F7. The big board is Control-Shift F6. And that's how I do it. Now I could just attach that to my Stream Deck instead, and when Busy wants to talk, I can now, instead of me pushing Control-Alt-Dash when I have Busy. Oh no, he's open. Hold on. There he goes. If I don't do it in a while, he has to wake up. So if I want to make Busy talk, it's Control-Alt. I'm telling him, Busy. I'm telling him how you talk, Biz. Stop. It's late. Don't do this to me while it's late. I need to sleep, Biz. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I've got everything set up in different buttons on my keyboard right now. So, you know, it'll be really cool to switch to the Stream Deck and have it help out. It'll give me a lot more functionality. But really, honestly, I'm kind of set up. And to be completely real, if the way I have my monitors, let me show you this. So here's how I'm set up right now for anyone that wants to know. Okay, so this is where what my screen looks like right now on while I'm streaming right here. This is my first monitor, okay? So let me show you what it looks like for my other monitor really quick. Okay, so this is my secondary monitor. See it over here? I've got my YouTube playback. I'll have my restream dashboard. I usually have my music that I'm going to play. Usually it's opened up so I can get between all the playlists I go through and do my audio. Normally I have this whole thing. When I'm doing a regular live dive, this will look like this. Okay, pulled up to here. I'll have this right here, like this on the live. And then I'll have another one pulled up with like sound effects, pictures, whatever I'm using, sound effects mostly. So I go to music and go into the effects, and then I go down to sound effects pack 1. So, and then normally I've got, usually this is pulled up a little wider. I've always got a folder open to live, so it's got my videos for intros and outros and stuff. And then I'll usually have this whole screen is completely packed with stuff. And then normally I have regular OBS Studio open, and when regular OBS is open, usually my music that I'm playing is right here, and then I put half of my screen as your chat. So it's music, chat, OBS Studio, playback, and then the what I'm putting on the screen. This is where it goes into the screen when I'm here for this. See what I'm saying? So this is what it looks like. And I'm usually just managing all these things while I'm streaming for you. You see what I'm saying? It would really honestly help out if I, you know, had a Stream Deck. 100%. Kind of like streaming full screen, honestly. Now, normally I wouldn't have this big of a playback. Normally my playback would be kind of small. There we go. So normally my playback would be really small at the bottom right hand corner. I've got this list of like people that have subbed and stuff like that. Somebody donated. UNIRock, have you seen the woman on Betty Washam that knows of Cappy? Yeah, I saw that earlier. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I usually have everything set up perfect. Like, I could do this, and then I could have my music up here, and then I could have like one little tiny screen over here to play like the stuff I want to send you while I'm streaming, you know. Then I can go through my different, you know, I always have all my stuff packed in really tight, and it's really hard to manage when I've got like a bunch of windows up right here and I'm trying to stream for you guys, and I have a shite ton of windows open up here so that I can switch through and show you all the different things that I'm trying to show you while I'm streaming. It'd be really nice to have a wider monitor and be able to break all this up a little bit. Definitely gonna do it. I'm getting a wider monitor on the 21st. I actually used Napster for like a month before it was taken down. Dude, I used to have massive Napster, but it's kind of dumb. These companies that do that shit, they try to take down Napster. They bought it out for millions, and it flopped out. But, you know, there is Napster still up. There's a Napster called FrostWire, BitTorrent, all that. There's still torrents out there that work exactly like Napster worked, you know? It's really stupid that that's how it went. They just to take down Napster for other ones to stream up, to pop up and replace it. Okay, let's go to the subscriptions tab. I've got an idea for what I need. I think I'll grab a keyboard Or I'll grab a monitor and the Elgato Stream Deck. That's what I'm going to grab when I get paid. Because my other monitor I'm using right now is a LCD television, you know? No, hi, Nancy. Nancy is a sponsor, man. I'm starting to see all kinds of sponsors. I did, but I took a really long nap during the day yesterday, and I'm not even tired. I'll probably be up all day. I'll probably take a nap in the afternoon and then go to bed around like 10 or 11 tonight because I need to get on a new schedule. I'm going to work on some video production later today after I eat breakfast and lay around for a little bit, watch some Game of Thrones or something. I'm gonna jump on and work on some video production for my main channel, and then you know, build a live show. Speaking of which, wonder what's going on in the news. Let's see what Google's telling us is going on. And Google wants to act like it's not fucking politically motivated. Yes, it is. No matter what I do, if anytime I go to Google News, I see these political headlines, I don't care. Oh yeah, Trump says to his supporters, if I get impeached, it's your fault. Yeah, right, Google News, sure. Trump isn't getting fucking impeached. Do you know how hard it is to impeach a president? Bill Clinton diddled a hoe bag in the Oval Office with a cigar, and he didn't get impeached. Damn it. So don't even tell me. This is so crazy. It's so crazy to me that they can do this, that they can ban Alex Jones on Twitter and everywhere else. They're like nowhere now. I cannot believe that this is happening. You guys, we are living in 1984. They took down the War Room off Periscope. They forced everyone. They forced every single place to ban Jones. Their attack is on conspiracy theorists. Blah, blah, blah. Oop. Okay, no, don't care about entertainment. Why do I have sports on here? I said I didn't want sports listed on my shit. Damn it. Whoa, here we go. This is a good one. A bizarre structure has been detected towering high above Saturn's hexagon. Look at that fucking thing, dude. Look, our solar system is so beyond understandable. No, like all these different things. This is real. This is the top of Saturn, for God's sake. You're telling me that this is just a cool, normal planet? This looks like a fucking portal to another dimension, bro. There's something strange over Saturn's North Pole. A tremendous structure towering high above the clouds indicates the planet's peculiar hexagonal formation is much bigger than it was initially apparent. The data comes from Cassini, a year after its demise plunged into Saturn's opaque atmosphere. Is still leading to new discoveries. When the probe commenced its observations during the southern summer, it clocked a warm high-altitude vortex over the planet's south pole. Meanwhile, Saturn's North Pole contains a famous hexagonal cloud pattern. But we didn't think it had a vortex until now. A long-term study has found similar vortex forming over North Pole as the North approaches summer. Anybody wants to make a PayPal donation, I'll love you a long time. No pressure, but it would be nice. Thank you to anyone that donated. Yeah, I know that. I know the coloring is fake. Trust me, all of it is. Look, Saturn is so far away from the sun that, you know, that's probably just showing heat or some type of ultraviolet radiation or something. But these things are so far from the sun, there would be no light to speak of in a normal sense to see it. You got to imagine, the light from the sun dissipates as it goes out further, just like it would look like a normal star. Saturn, the sun would look like a normal star from Saturn almost. So you wouldn't barely any light would get there at all. The only way they can see out in the solar system is for them to use different types of light to see. That's why all these pictures are composites. A long-term study. Hold up, I gotta fill up. Once I start filling this up with juice, I'll read. Long-term study found a similar vortex forming over the North Pole as the North Pole approaches summer high in the stratosphere, and just like the jet stream below, the vortex is hexagonal. The edges of the newly found vortex are hexagonal, precisely matching the famous and bizarre cloud pattern deeper down Saturn's atmosphere. While we did expect to see a vortex, its shape is surprising. It is a surprising shape. Ever since its discovery in the 80s by Voyager, the hexagon has been a puzzle for planetary scientists. It wasn't until 2006 that Cassini got a good photo of it, and scientists have been trying to figure out more about it ever since. Because it doesn't make sense. Look at this thing, man. My heavens. I don't think the planets are what they think it is, okay? I don't think the planets are what they think it is at all, honestly. I don't think, especially these outer planets. It rotates at the same rate as the planet itself, indicating the structure is tied to the planet's rotation, much like the polar front jet stream here on Earth. And a previous investigation found that using rotation, the hexagonal shape could be replicated in fluid in a lab. Cassini studied the hexagon in detail using composite infrared spectrometer in 2006. At this point, it was still northern winter on Saturn. The year is around 30 Earth years, so its summers and winters are long, which means the North Pole is in shadow. But the SURS could circumvent the hurdle since it can observe thermal radiation. We were able to use the SURS instrument to explore northern stratosphere for the first time. As the polar vortex became more and more visible, we noticed it had hexagonal edges. Realized we were seeing the pre-existing hexagon at a much higher altitudes than previously thought, towering hundreds of kilometers over the clouds, and showed quite different behavior from the southern vortex. It's cooler, not as mature, and of course, South Pole has no hexagon. But since wind conditions change dramatically with altitude, the fact that the hexagon shape persists so much higher than the cloud tops is baffling conundrum. On the way we have information that can leak upwards is via a process called evanescence. Wow. On one way that wave information can leak upwards is via a process called evanescence, where the strength of a wave decays with a height, but is just about as strong enough to still persist up to the stratosphere, said Fletcher. We simply need to know more. It's quite frustrating that we only discovered the stratospheric hexagon right at the end of Cassini's lifespan. Saturn's northern summer has already peaked, with the solstice occurring May 17, prior to which the hexagon mysteriously changed color. However, there are still several years of summer left. Saturn's hexagon changed from blue to gold, and no one knows why. In the last 4 years, the hexagon went from blue to gold. Metallic hydrogen. It has a rocky core that's really small. Saturn is suspected to have a rocky core surrounded by hydrogen and helium. Question of how solid the core is still up for debate. The core may be liquid. 94% hydrogen. Highly flammable gas. Most stars are contained of hydrogen. The outer atmosphere of Saturn is 96.3 molecular hydrogen and 3% helium by volume. Significantly compared to the abundance of its element in the Sun, significantly deficient. Metallic hydrogen is a phase of hydrogen when it behaves like an electrical conductor. This phase was predicted in 1935 by Eugene Wigner. At high pressures, metallic hydrogen exists as a liquid rather than a solid. They think its presence in large quantities in hot, gravitationally compressed interiors of Jupiter, Saturn, and some extrasolar planets. Though often placed atop the alkali metal column periodic table, hydrogen does not, under ordinary conditions, exhibit the properties of an alkali metal. Instead, it forms diamatic H2 molecules analogous to halogens and nonmetals in the second row of the periodic table, such as nitrogen and oxygen. Diatomic hydrogen is a gas that at atmospheric pressure liquefies and solidifies at a very low temperature, only 14 degrees above absolute zero. Under immense pressure, hydrogen would display metallic properties. A bulk phase would form with a solid lattice of protons and electrons. Since then, producing metallic hydrogen in a lab has been described as the holy grail of high-pressure physics. Helium-4 is a liquid at normal pressure near absolute zero, a consequence of its high zero-point energy. The ZPE of protons in a dense state is so high, and a decline in the ordering energy relative to ZPE is expected at high pressures. Arguments by Neil Ashcroft and others, the melting point is maximum compressed hydrogen, but also there might be a range of densities. Metallic hydrogen may be a superconductor up to room temperature, far higher than any other known candidate material. Wow. Increasing pressure, we observed changes in the sample going from transparent to black to reflective metal. The later study at a pressure of the 495 GPa reflectance using Drude free electron model to determine the plasma frequency. Consistent with theoretical estimates, the properties of those of metal, solid metallic hydrogen has been produced in the lab. It was reported that a sample of claimed metallic hydrogen was lost after the diamond anvils it was contained between broke. Interesting. Silver and Dias issued an erratum, the science article regarding corrected reflectance values due to variations between optical density of stressed natural diamonds and the synthetic diamonds used in their pre-composition. Saturn's atmosphere is a banded pattern similar to Jupiter's, but Saturn's bands are much fainter and much wider near the equator. The nomenclature used to describe these bands is the same as Jupiter. Saturn's finer cloud patterns were not observed until the flybys of Voyager. Since then, Earth-based telescopy has been improved to the point where regular observations are made. Look at that. That's a storm. A storm girdles the planet in 2011. That is insane. Look at this thing, dude. Look at this thing. What is it like inside that? Doesn't it almost seem like it's a contained world? Like, it just looks... It looks like it... I just can't... My brain can't process. It can't process it like it should. A persistent hexagon wave pattern around the North Pole in the atmosphere's ADN was first noted by the Voyager. The sides of the hexagon are about 8,000 miles long, which is longer than the diameter of Earth. The entire structure rotates with a period the same as the planet's radio emissions, which assumed to be equal to the period of rotation of Saturn's interior. Imaging of the South Pole indicates the presence of a jet stream, but not strong polar vortex or any hexagonal standing wave. NASA reported in 2006 that Cassini has observed hurricane-like storm locked into the South Pole that had clearly defined eye wall. Eye wall clouds had not been seen on any other planet than Earth. For example, images from Galileo did not show any eye wall on the Great Red Spot of Jupiter. That thing is godlike, man. Look at this. Oh my lord. To think that the ancients looked at this as like massive energy in the sky that could affect how people act on Earth. It's just amazing. Holy hell. See how much they have light turned up? So look. Okay, it's really dark out here around Saturn. And you see how this is the light hitting Saturn, but it wouldn't make it, we wouldn't see the light like if we looked at it with our eyes. So they have to turn the light up this high to even be able to see the rings and see the shadow cast. They have to turn up, if you start working with light and how it works inside pictures, you can start to notice how you can do that. So you can see things that normally aren't there. Boss Caller UV image of the rings. So this is how they get pictures out in space. They figure out a way to be able to image a spot in space to where we can actually get data that shows us what is physically there. Then they take that and they try to composite it to where it looks normal. Saturn has been known since prehistoric times, and in early recorded history, it was a major character in mythologies. Babylonian astronomers systematically observed and recorded the movements of Saturn. In ancient Roman mythology, the god Saturnus, from which the planet takes its name, was the god of agriculture. The Romans consider it the equivalent of the Greek god Cronus. The Greeks had made the outermost planet sacred to Cronus, and the Romans followed suit. The Greek scientist Ptolemy based his calculations of Saturn's orbit on observations he made while it was in opposition. In Hindu astrology, there are 9 astrological objects known as Navagrahas. Saturn is known as a Shanhi and judges everyone based on the good and bad deeds performed in life. Now hold on, because also there is a god in Egypt that judges based on the good and bad deeds of life, and it's the god that you meet when you die. You guys know what I'm talking about. Get the name of it. Horus? You know what I'm starting to realize as I study more and more ancient religions, and I study more and more of how this all works, and how, oh my god, we could add pictures of the planets behind us too. As I'm starting to realize, no. You start to realize how this all works, and how people were worship the gods like they did, and they really did worship gods that were represented by planets. So, like, doesn't that almost beg the question? It almost begs the question, are they worshiping these planets? I could say probably. What did I just do, dude? Come the fuck right on, man. Oh my heavens, that's crazy looking. Cronus, from the Greek, was the leader and youngest of the first generation of Titans, divine descendant of Uranus, the sky and Gaia, the earth. He overflew his father and ruled during the mythological Golden Age, till he was overthrown by his son Zeus and imprisoned in Tartarus. Tartarus is the deep abyss that's used as a dungeon of torment and suffering for the wicked, as the prison for the Titans. That's crazy, because when Enoch was taken to heaven, by God to talk to God, and was shown the 7 or 9 heavens, I forget, one of them had Titans chained in that area. That's really weird. Cronus is usually depicted with a harp, scythe, or sickle, which was the instrument he used to castrate and dispose Uranus, his father. In Athens, on the 12th day of the Attic month of Hecatombeion, a festival called Chronia was held in honor of Cronus to celebrate the harvest. During antiquity, Cronus was occasionally interpreted as Kronos, the personification of time. The Roman philosopher Cicero elaborated on this by saying that the Greek name Cronus is synonymous to Chronos, time, since he maintains the course of cycles of seasons and the periods of time. During the Renaissance, the identification of Cronus and Kronos gave rise to Father Time wielding the harvest scythe. The Greeks considered Cronus cruel and tempestuous force of chaos and disorder, believing the Olympian gods had brought an era of peace and order by seizing power from crude and malicious titans. The Romans took a more positive and innocuous view of the deity by conflating their indigenous deity Saturn with Cronus. Consequently, while the Greeks considered Cronus merely an intermediary stage between Uranus and Zeus, he was a larger aspect of Roman religion. The Saturnalia was a festival dedicated to the honor, and at least one temple Roman variant Saturn had a large influence on Western culture. The seventh day of the Judeo-Christian week is called in Latin the Day of Saturn, in which it was adapted and became the source of the English word Saturday. Exactly. In astronomy, the planet Saturn is named after the Roman deity and the outermost of the classical planets. I'm telling you, man, there is something bigger to all of this than what they want to admit. What is he holding? Tartarus is the deep abyss that's used as a dungeon of torment and suffering for the wicked and as a prison for the Titans. Tartarus is the place where, according to Plato's Gorgias, which I just downloaded, the Iliad, Homer's The Iliad, souls are judged after death, and where the wicked receive divine punishment. Oof. Tartarus was also considered to be a primordial force or deity. Tartarus is both a deity and a place in the underworld. In ancient Orphic sources and in the mystery schools, Tartarus is also the unbound first existing entity from which light and the cosmos are born. No way. Hold on now. Pause it. Now, wait a minute. Several old books, I mean ancient books, talk about a formless entity that's named and treated like a deity, okay? That's named and treated like a deity. That is what they bring existence out of, okay? Now, every single fucking religion that I read about, every single ancient religion and ancient thing I read about embodies all these same ideas. They all embody all the same ideas, they just have different names for it. Okay. The Titans were members of the second generation of divine beings descended from the primordial deities and preceding the Olympians based on Mount Othrys. The Titans most famously included the first 12 children of Gaia, Mother Earth, and Uranus, Father Sky. They ruled during the legendary Golden Age and also comprised the first pantheon of Greek deities. The first 12 Titans were the females. That's the same thing. That's the same thing the ancient Egyptians said for their creation story. It's the same thing that was written in the Book of Life. The first 12 Titans were the females: Mnemosyne, Tethys, Thea, Phoebe, Rhea, Themis, and the males Oceanus, Hyperion, Chaos, Cronus, Crius, and Laptis. They begot more Titans, just as Cronus overthrew his father Uranus and the Titans. That's the same thing that the Romans believe, they just have different names. Greeks of the classical age knew several poems about the war between the Olympians and the Titans. The dominant one, and the only one that survived, was in the Theology attributed to Hesiod, a lost epic. Titan Amasia, attributed to the legendary blind Thracian bard Thamyris, was mentioned in passing in an essay on music that was attributed to Plutarch, or Pluto. The Titans also played a prominent role in the poems attributed to Orpheus. Although only scraps of the Orphic narrative survive, they show differences with the Hesiodic traditions. It's all the same, man. They all believe the same thing. The primordial deities are the first gods and goddesses born from the void of chaos. The same thing the Egyptians said, the Assyrians said, it's the same thing. They all say this. The void of chaos. state of preceding the creation of the universe and cosmos in the Greek creation myths. No, in every creation myth. They are trying to tell us that this is all just one big bunch of different people believing something. No, that's not true. In fact, all different deity, all different people, all different cultures believed this up to a certain point. It's almost like the teachings of the ancients were taken away and we were forced to have the teachings instead of the modern age. Hesiod's Theogony. Do I have that? Is that book able for download here? It is. Muses of Helicon, let us begin our song with them who hold the great and holy mountain of Helicon. This was written in 1000 before Christ by the Greeks. And around its violet-like spring an altar of exceedingly strong Cronius dance on dainty feet, and who, for bathing their soft skin in the Permissos, or the spring of the horse or holy Elmios, on the peak of Helicon, form their dances, beautiful dances that arouse desire, and they move erotically. From Helicon they rise up, veiled in a deep mist, and walk through the night, seeding forth their voice most beautiful, hymning Aegis-bearing Zeus and Lady Hera, the Argive clad in sandals of gold, and the daughter of Zeus of the Aegis, gray-eyed Athena, and Phobos, Apollo, and Artemis, who pour forth arrows, and Poseidon, holder and shaker of Gaia, or the world, and August, Themis, and Aphrodite of the glancing eye, and Hebe, with her golden crown and beautiful Dione, and Leto, and blah blah blah. The Muses once taught Asadi a beautiful song while he was shepherding sheep at the foot of the holy Helicon. The goddess first spoke this word to me. The Muses of Olympus, daughters of Aegis-bearing Zeus, rustic shepherds, worthless reproaches, mere stomachs, we know how to say many lies like the truth, holy God, and whenever we wish we know how to tell the truth. Thus spoke the fluent daughters of mighty Zeus, and they gave me a scepter, a branch of flourishing laurel that they had plucked, a thing of wonder. They breathed me an inspired voice so I might celebrate what will be and what has been, and they bide me to hymn the clan of the blessed ones who are always are, and to sing them first to last. But what has this to do with an ochre rock? Okay. From their mouth they pour dew sweeter than honey, and from his mouth flowing soothing words. All the people look to him as he decides between opposing claims with straight judgments. He addresses them without erring, and quickly and knowingly ends a great quarrel. For this reason kings are wise, because for people injuring one another in assembly, they end actions that call for vengeance easily. Appeasing the parties with soft words as he walked in the marketplace, they glorify him as a god with soothing difference, and he stands out in the gathering, such as the sacred bounty of the Muses to men. From the Muses and far-shooting Apollo are singers and guitar players across the earth. Children of Zeus, give your song that excites desire. Celebrate the holy race of immortals who are for always those born from Ge and starry Oranos. Alright, here we go. This portion Counselor Zeus distributed to him. He bound the changeful planning Prometheus with unbreakable fetters, painful bonds, and drove them through the middle of a pillar. And he sent a long-winded eagle upon him. Further, it ate his deathless liver, but there grew black all over during the night, as much as the bird of long winds had eaten during the whole day. The stout son of Alcmene on the baneful ankles, Hercules, slew it and warded off the evil sickness. He saw the ox's white bones as a cunning trick. For that man whose lot is it to marry and have many trusty wife, one suited to his ways, evil unnecessary rivals good from his prime. Whomever gets a baneful type lives with the unremitting sorrow on his spirit and heart, and it is an evil incurable. Thus there is no deceiving Zeus's mind or getting by it. For not even the son of Aptus or Akita, Prometheus escaped his heavy bile, but beneath necessity him, although very clever, a great bond restrained. He bound them in evil chains. They're talking about binding the Titans in evil chains, and in the book of Enoch, they talk about when Enoch rises to the heavens, the book of Enoch, which was taken out of the Bible because they thought that it described heaven too well and hell too well, and what God looked like and sounded like too well, and they didn't want Christians reading this. They took the book of Enoch out of the Bible, and it says that when he was passing through one of the heavens, one of the lower levels of heaven, there were chained Titans there. Isn't that a little bit weird? So we've got ancient books that say that to talk about the gods chaining Titans in the heavens. And then we've got Enoch being talked about taken up to heaven, physically disappearing from the earth by all accounts, coming back 30 days later, writing all the books that were given out to the men about ancient knowledge, and then describing Titans chained in one of the heavens. That's a little bit disturbing. It's a little too real. When Zeus drove the Titans from Olympus, monstrous Gaia bore her last child. With Taros through golden Aphrodite, his hands were strong. Were 100 head of a dreadful serpent dragon, licking with dark tongues, the eyes on the monster's infable heads flashed fire beneath their brows. Sometimes they spoke so gods could not comprehend. Sometimes they emitted the cry of a bull, unchecked and blah blah blah. Who around Kronos trembled with the endless din and terrible battle strife. Zeus lifted his might and seized his weapons. Thunder flash, gleaming lightning. He leaped from Olympus and smote them. But when the blessed gods completed their toil and made settlement of honors for the Titans by brute force, they urged wide-seeing Olympian Zeus, in accordance with the advice of Gaia, to be king and lord. Why do they keep referring to they refer to the earth as a living thing? Okay, here's the last paragraph. King of gods made Metis his first wife, most knowledgeable of gods and immortal men, but she was about to bear Athena of gleaming eyes, by cunning and deceived her mind. With coaxing words put her down to his womb, in accord with the advice of Gaia and starry Uranus. Thus, they told him in order that the king province no other gods who were always might hold instead of Zeus, for it was fated that from her would be born through thoughtful children, first a maiden gleaming-eyed, Tridogena, whose might and keen plans equal her father. Then Metis was to bear a son to be king of gods and men, having a very forceful heart. But Zeus sent her down into his womb before then, so that the goddess might advise him on good and evil. That is really hella cray-cray, man. Whoa. So the underworld for the Greeks went like this. 6 main rivers that are visible both in the living world and the underworld. Their names were meant to reflect the emotions associated with death. I read this the other day. In front of the entrance live grief, anxiety, disease, and old age. Fear, hunger, death, agony, and sleep also live in the front entrance. together with guilty joys. On the opposite threshold is war, Arrhenius, and Eris. Close the doors are many beasts, including centaurs, gorgons, Lernian Hydra, Chimera, and the Harpies. Yep, there's those damn Hydras. Oh yeah, 346 BC. There's a Hydra. 26 AD. There was a Hydra. While Tartarus is not considered directly part of the underworld, it's described as being as far beneath the underworld as the earth is beneath the sky. So dark that the night is poured around in 3 rows. Ugh. This is the kind of shit I can read all day and night. I'm not even kidding y'all. Alright, I'm gonna log off for a little while. Thank you all for hanging with me. I appreciate you very much. I very much do appreciate you. I know. This, see, look, so I was just streaming right now. This is the kind of stuff I do when I'm not streaming online. I just sit and read through old books, try to understand old religions better all the time. So I'm just crazy, y'all. Anyway, glad you guys are here. Like I always say, follow me on Twitter at UNIRocktv. If you want to make a PayPal donation, it helps out. If not, hit the like button, hit the share button. Make sure you're subbed to all our channels: UNIRach, Busy, UNIRock, and UNIRocktv. And I hope to see you soon. I'm going to be doing some videos. I'm going to be writing down some thoughts. Going to be writing some stuff. Thanks, guys. Hey, no, thank you. I've actually got some studying that I've been doing on a couple old religions that I want to make a presentation out of. And it's not because I think people should worship the old religions. I just think if we want to understand our ancestors, it never hurts to understand the tomes of knowledge they wrote. Writing tomes of knowledge back then was very hard to do, okay? And that's no joke, because you had to make the paper, make the ink, make the books, actually preserve it and do it well. And if not everyone knew how to read or write. This was only taught to certain people. And they went through literal hell to write this stuff. So I think sitting down and reading books from 2,000 years before Christ, 3,000, 4,000, 500 years, whatever, along with the Bible, which I read all the time, I think gives us a really good understanding. And what it's shown me from reading all the books I can about religion and old mythology, I found that the ancient religions didn't really believe that things that much different than we do now. And now, in all reality, I think a lot of ancient people were much more likely to live good lives because they all really did believe in, like, religion and mythology was widely accepted back then. Do you ever notice how it's not really widely accepted now? It's like you either believe in one thing, which is, you know, Christianity, or you meet a lot of people that believe in, that are atheists. I don't meet a lot of people that are Jewish or other religions. I meet them, just not a lot comparatively. And I always think it's such a strange thing to see. And then going back and reading the ancient Egyptian books, going back and reading the Assyrian and the Babylonian and the Sumerian, and then trying to find stuff on Zoroastrianism and Confucianism and stuff in ancient China, and reading all of this, you find out that we are not different. None of us are. All the ancient peoples tried to live a good life. They tried to live a good life. They tried to be good people. They did not want to do evil deeds, hurt others, steal from others, murder others. And they thought if you did, when you died, you had to pay a deficit. And I believe that. Every living group of people on Earth have a commonality. When you die, you must be judged based on your actions, and you will live a deficit. And the good deeds have nothing to do with what you think is good. It has to do with the overarching concept. You get what I'm saying? So someone going around thinking they're right, so they do all this and that and this, that does not mean you're going to be judged the best person ever when you do pass on. And you know that Christians believe that they get judged. They just get judged by God. The Egyptians believe they were judged on scale against the feather of truth. The Greeks believed that you were judged before you entered the underworld. I mean, every religion states this, you guys. That's the one commonality. I don't really think that all the religions are as different as the religions we have now, okay? I think some of the religions we have now are much different from ancient religion, but really there's a lot of religion on the earth that aren't different from ancient religion, and all the ancient religions seem very similar. It's actually almost creepy, because you would expect it to change a lot between societies and civilizations, and it really doesn't. I'll be back very soon. Peace.